We are live with the Goblin-Orc Nation Liberation Session 12. Do you guys remember what you were up to last time?
No.
I do. I took notes.
Excellent.
Me too, I was kidding.
Oh. Anyway, we kicked some ass, took some names, we killed the orcs in like a combat thing, and basically the fire giant, we were trying to get it to where the fire giant would just stop his siege on with just fighting if we won against the orcs or whatever, but he's like, no, the only way you're gonna stop me is if you kill me. So we're like, all right, well then we'll kill you, which we did. And
very handily.
Yeah.
Went very well.
And Oz harvested some parts from the giant for profit. And we went back to and we were able, basically Oz negotiated for them to buy the horn of the giant, and he would prepare it or whatever, and they agreed to pay 1,800 platinum for all of that, and they gave us 900 up front, and basically a book on instructions on preparation. And so we were kind of going around, getting things ready for that, and they said that we're all welcome to come, but we have to be naked if we attend, basically. And it's a look but don't touch kind of situation. In the meantime, while three of us were involved in the preparations, and Kitaro was keeping an eye on Oz, Gamix just sort of, decided to do the thing that Kitaro was trying to keep Oz from doing, which is go to the underground fighting ring.
Mm-hmm.
And they won against their first opponent and were given the stage name Fisty McFistface. And they fought Spike Shoulder, and as I said, they won. But then they fought Giant Clubman and were knocked out. But they were healed and received a bonus for not backing down, even though they were injured. And someone paid them 5 gold for their autograph. And then we reunited. We did notice that Gamix looked a little tired and bruised. We kind of questioned Gamix. Oz got a little defensive for some reason, and Dot misconstrued what happened and thought perhaps it's some sort of kink or something, and got uncomfortable and was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. You guys talk about all that. And so then we're just spending the rest of our time preparing for the ritual.
Very good. Yeah, so time can kind of swing by to the day unless there's anything specific you all needed or wanted to get out of the way.
Everything you need, Oz.
Mm-hmm. Think we ready?
Okay. So yeah, I forgot. Is everyone participating, or are some people not going?
Dot is gonna go because she's curious. So
I will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm the only one not going.
Oh, Gamix is not going. Okay.
No.
All right, missing out on all the fun. So the rest of you can show up. You don't have to show up in the nude. There is an area that you can change your clothing. Well, take it off essentially. Unless any of you
change it from wearing it to not.
Yeah, unless any of you are opposed to that and just want to walk in with your clothes.
That seems like that would be pretty disrespectful, honestly.
I will abide by the rules of the scenario.
Yeah, so you guys are... you were given the location. It's somewhere close to the center, or not the center of the town. It's near the tower, but not in the tower. And when you arrive, just the three of you, I guess, you are directed by a human greets you, or you assume so. They're 5'11". They're masked. They're wearing like their eye slits or they have like an eye slit, and they're wearing like a full mask. They speak common to you. You don't see any like jetting out ears or anything, so they seem like some sort of human. They welcome you. They address you by name. They've been expecting you, and you'll be led to a room where there are lockers where you can store your things. And in each of the lockers, so they have a locker for each of you, and when you open them up, there is something inside. It is a cloak of sorts. It is gold and black colored, and it's almost in like a little bit of a flower kind of pattern, floral pattern, I guess you would call it. Most of the pattern is in the gold color, and weaved in between the floral pattern is black fabric. On each end of the cloak are these two gold clasps with a loose silver chain that's used to, like, you can hook it to make the cloak stay on you. And
Fancy.
yeah, so basically when you open up the thing, you see this cloak and then like hangers and shelves for you to put your things, essentially. So it seems that they would it seems like you're supposed to put these cloaks on after you've disrobed yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought it was naked, but
well, you will be naked, but with a cloak
point.
over you, essentially.
Yeah, so not fully naked.
Yeah. Sure.
Help keep us warm, maybe. I don't know.
So one of the first things I do with the cloak is I pour something on it, like on the corner of it. I just like take some liquid I have or something, and I drop it on the corner of it. Does it stain the clothing?
That's a good question. Because there is, as you suspect, something with it, but I don't know if this would prevent that. Includes this.
The Oz theory of magic. Will it stain? Does it taste funny? If no, then can't be magical.
You know what? I think just being innately magical, I think it would repel being sullied in such a way. So I think it'll be poured on, but then just kind of like slide off.
Okay. Magic. Keep in mind. And I'll still put my stuff in the locker. It's not going to stop me from putting this on. But I am going to leave a couple of things on me that are clothing-esque, clothing adjacent. So I'm leaving on my neck guard that I always have on.
Okay.
And I really want to leave my belt on, but I will put my belt away.
I think we had discussed this before, but Dot will be providing tiers to wine for anyone that wants some.
Yep. I also need to cut a hole so I can put my axe in this locker.
Sure.
And then, since I still have my stuff for now, I actually want to cast Identify just to see if
On
I
the
can
cloak?
see what's... Yeah.
Sure. You can try. Yes, you have a +10. So yeah, if you cast Detect Magic and then give me a spellcraft check, you can have a +10 bonus to try to identify the cloak. That is a 30, which means you should be able to identify... I forgot the formula. Let me look it up real quick. Your 10's not already in there, right?
No, it's not.
15
And I
plus
also
spell
have
level.
Tears to Wine.
That's not in there.
That's plus 2.
So
Or
32.
plus 4, is it? What? I think it's level based, right?
Oh yeah, are you
Yeah.
high enough for plus 4 already?
No, it's plus...
Plus 2.
Yeah.
Plus 5 at level 9. Okay. So you have a 32, which I think it's just 15 plus spell level to DC. What is the level of this spell? Yeah, you can identify this. It's not an actual like Pathfinder item. It's a custom item, but you can see that the magic on this is the Forbidden spell, imbued permanently on these.
They're
clothes.
fucking expensive then.
Yeah. And just in case you don't know what that spell does, it basically restricts all planar travel. So you won't be able to teleport or plane shift or use Dimension Door while wearing these. Also, I wasn't expecting you to identify these, so it's kind of... I guess you don't know how this will interact. I mean, I know how I want it to interact, but I guess you don't know how it'll interact. So the spell typically won't let people in with different alignments that this caster set. So take with that what you will. But there's an option where they can set a password that will let creatures pass through the area that's been forbidden. So in this case, you can reasonably assume that no one with the wrong alignment wouldn't be able to wear this cloak.
Okay.
Without a password, potentially, I guess.
Dot will just kind of... she knows that Oz really probably doesn't... she doesn't know if Oz cares or not, but she'll just say...
Oz has already got the cloak on.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, I
well,
would have put it on too.
I was like, oh, it's got the forbidden spell, and she'll just kind of briefly,
I'm not forbidden from anything.
No, if you can wear
Except
the
clothes.
cloak. Yeah, if you can wear the cloak, then you're not forbidden for anything. And then I guess
Do we
Dot
need
will
to-
put it on.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
I
can.
hope
don't
so,
think
because
it's
I already put it
dangerous.
on.
I don't think it's dangerous. It's just probably a precaution. I mean, we are actually, it may even be a safety measure. I mean, we are going to be completely vulnerable when all of this is going on, so they don't want the wrong sort of people in there, I'm assuming.
But yeah, you guys can don these cloaks. You will feel a strange sense of protection as you put them on. There's a slight vibration in the cloak as you fully put it on. It just kind of like hums for like a split second and then just kind of rests there. And yeah, I just need to know if you guys are wearing anything magical, bringing anything magical with you, if you're done in this room.
I am bringing in the knife and my pot, which are both the dagger and the knife and the pot, which are both magical.
Okay.
My pot has magic that enhances its ability to cook, and my knife has magic that enhances my understanding of religious ceremonies.
Dot is going to be bringing that wine bucket that we talked about last session, and she's actually putting some of the liquid ice in it to keep the wine chilled. And she'll have, I don't think any of that's magical, but that is what she'll have with her.
Yeah, I'm mostly just concerned with any gear, magical, like equipped gear.
Gotcha.
I have
Okay.
my headband that I would keep on.
Okay, you're gonna keep your headband on.
Yeah. And I guess before we go in, I would just concentrate and just make sure that going and doing this event seems like a good idea.
I guess I need to know, because that's kind of subjective, good idea. Are you worried about being harmed? Are you worried about, like, philosophical implications? Are you worried about, like
Worried
what's...
about any negative
What's
consequences.
Negative
Not
consequence.
like ethical. Like, is it ethical to do this?
So
But
just
more
like physically
could we be
negative, like
physically harmed, or could there be like negative consequences for our lives in some way?
Yeah, it's a little ambiguous. So,
I mean, it can only detect within the next half hour, right? So it couldn't detect the bigger question that she's asking.
you're right. You're right. Thanks for that.
Gee,
So yeah,
thanks,
you.
Steven.
I debuffed you, sorry.
I was thinking about the greater implications. So the immediate 30 minutes, yeah, you'll get back that there won't be any negative consequences. However, you feel like you will be. You just feel like some sort of pressure or judgment. And the image you kind of get is everyone kind of walking in. You get like a flash of images. So images of like Oz walking in and like someone there nodding and motioning them in. And then Dot walking in, them looking at them for a moment. Then she walks in. Then you stand up and then they kind of like point at your head. And there's like a feeling of like stress. And then the image kind of like fades away.
Oh, so they don't want me to wear the headband, it seems.
I don't know. You gotta interpret the messages as you think.
I would take it off then and put
Alright.
it in the locker, as long as we have somewhere secure to.
Yeah, I mean, you walked in here. You were brought down a hall. The person's masked. He hasn't really said anything. I guess you can ask him if you want. He was waiting outside, but everything feels kind of secure. You haven't seen random people just walking in here. There's exactly 3 lockers just for you guys. But there's no locks on them, so theoretically someone could go through your things, I guess. But you know the person that escorted you was just waiting outside, or he was standing there and closed the door behind you. You can open it and ask them if you want about the security in here.
I feel like that might tip them off, so I think I'll just, put it in with my clothes.
Sure. Or you could
I
ask
don't know.
the headband if someone will plan to steal your things in the next 30 minutes or something.
Yes! I will ask the headband.
Will you actually?
Only 30 minutes, but.
Sure, you could put the headband back on and think about it if anyone will steal your things, and you just get an image of all the lockers in front of you that you see the 3. You see the doors firmly shut, and this like big image of. You haven't seen the magic of arcane lock before, but you assume this is what it would be like. You just see like this blue magical veil over them, and this like it just feels safe and secure.
Okay, I will take it back off.
Sure.
I don't know if this makes any material difference, but I will note that Dot has scars on her body that are visible. That they're not like spell scars or anything, but it is something noticeable. Since she doesn't have any clothes on except for the cloak.
You fight many battles, I see.
Fire is a fickle foe.
Yes. Fire dangerous.
But powerful.
How make scars? You got burns? Not scars then. Or are they scars? Confused.
My feet describes them as scarred.
Fair enough. I have feet too. 2 of them.
But in this room, there's the door you came through, these 3 lockers in the center, and then a door opposite. The clear implication is this is the way forward if you're ready to continue.
I am ready.
Yep.
All right. And just to double check, no other magical equipment is on anyone?
And knife is on me, but that is it. And they are both magical.
Okay.
But theoretically, the knife looks sort of like a cutting knife.
And
the
this is
pot
from the
is clearly
melted
a pot.
metal of the symbol of Ariel, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
And has like I'm assuming like a handle that looks like Ariel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you asked for some symbology in there. And you also asked it to make it look Dijin inspired as well, right?
Yes.
If I remember.
That is correct.
Right. So it does look like that, of course. And yeah, the door will... who's going through the door? who's going first?
I'll go first. This is
Yeah.
my thing. I will go through first.
Sure.
I'll go after you.
I guess I'm bringing up the rear.
Yeah, you can go through the door, and Jan will actually greet you. He is in the nude, wearing the cloak as well, but no other clothing. He will look at all of you and nod at you, and Oz is first, and he kind of takes a moment to look at you up and down, and his eyes linger at your pot and your knife, and he nods and just motions forward as you're in a hallway that at the end is another door.
Yeah.
And Katara, you are next, and again he kind of looks you up and down. You have no magical things on you anymore, so he just nods and motions for you to continue. And Dot, you as well. He'll look at your items you're holding, the wine and stuff, and just nod. His eyes looks you up and down, and will motion you forward. And then he will walk behind you, Dot. And you guys get to the next door, which is a nice... it's made of wood, but it's like a special type of wood. It looks, I don't know if you guys have seen this in your in-character lives, but it's like made from some sort of red wood. The frame is some sort of silver with these rune etchings on them. And I assume you open the door?
Yep.
Yeah, you can
It's a
open the
trap.
door.
We all die.
Inside you can recognize Mary, Ian, and Tan. I don't know if you remember them, but Ian and Tan were those two other city officials that were talking with Jan that one day. I don't know if you remember, but you can recognize them. Jan will close the door behind Dot, assuming you all walk in. In this room is this great... it's probably like a 45-foot by 20-foot room. In the center is a big... it's like black and purple carpet. The purple looks like it's... it doesn't look like it's... what's the word? Fabric or the same material as the carpet. It looks almost like it's some sort of... I don't want to say it's magic, but you can tell, at least Dot can tell, that this is indeed some sort of magic circle or runes that have been etched in the carpet. And in the center there is this area where it's clearly meant for your pot and for cooking these things. There's a table, and there's dishes around the pot. And remind me, how many jars did you say you had of these things that you were going to use tonight?
Collected. It was just one. It was one. That was all I ended up getting. If I remember correctly.
I thought for some reason you said you had
I thought it was
5.
like 4.
Yeah, 4.
It might have been more.
For some reason, I thought you had 5. But anyway,
Yeah, I removed them from my sheet already, so because I'd given them over to him.
Yeah, so whatever. We'll go off my memory. If it's wrong, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
5 jars.
Okay.
Thank you.
I remembered correctly.
Yeah, I didn't see them, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't write it in my notes otherwise.
Have it in my notes.
So yeah, you do see this area where you're supposed to cook, and then around that big table are 5 silver plates with all silverware around. But there are only 4 Djinn here, so Mary will kind of speak up. They're all wearing these golden cloaks. They have
But nude otherwise.
But nude otherwise, yes. And he will kind of step forward and he'll say, "Unfortunately, our 5th could not attend." He'll look around and say at the other Djinn and say, "We have all discussed, and we are okay if one of you would like to partake in their place."
Dot, it's all you if you want to.
But before you answer, the true nature of this ritual is, as you may have suspected, divine in nature. I would not do it lightly if you are not a God-fearing person. We do this ritual to honor all the gods, but specifically Ariel. And if you have issue with that, or you think this may impact you negatively somehow, we would caution you not to do so. Typically, honoring the gods is not to be feared. However, when doing such a delicate ritual and honoring one over the others in such a manner can sometimes gain the ire of their opposition, their foes. We, emotions to the other division, do not fear such things, but we don't wish to impose this on you. So I leave it up to you. You may discuss together if you wish, as we will be doing some preliminary prayers and thanks for this wonderful feast.
Who are Ariel's foes?
The opposite of life in creation is death and destruction. By participating in this ritual, you may cause the ire of Forno.
But I get just for doing, right? I do ceremonies, so I going to draw ire?
No, you are a simple tool of the ritual. A simple, not to be rude, not to objectify you in such a manner, but you are the implement in which you are the implement in which we transfer our honor and ritualistic process. The actual consumption of the food you prepare is the honor and the ire potential.
Okay.
But please take a moment to think. Do not be rash. We will be attending to our preliminary prayers and activating this magical circle on the ground before you begin cooking. This will take perhaps 10 minutes, and they'll begin to chant and circle the area and just start chanting. And you can go off to the side of the room. It's a big room, so you can go off to the side and discuss, or if you need to or not. If anyone wants to fill that 5th seat.
Katara, you
Not
don't?
I.
What you afraid of?
This is not my jam.
Why you come then?
To keep an eye on you, ma'am.
Why you always gotta keep eye on me? I do good.
Because otherwise you would probably be dead by now.
No, I not be dead
I
by
like
now.
you being alive, so... Does either of you want to do this?
I going to
mean-
be doing ceremony. Hard for do.
I enjoy learning about new things and trying new things, so
Hey,
It's all yours if you want it.
this may make pregnant.
I don't see how, but okay.
This fertility ritual, I going to make so fertility ritual good that all become pregnant by consumption.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not doing this.
That how good cook I am.
I'm not doubting your skills in the least.
All right. Does it sound like Dot is willing to participate?
Yes.
Excellent. Is there anything you guys would like to do while they're doing their prayers? Or do you want to just skip to when they're done?
I think as part of doing this, I want to find something that would be an acceptable sacrifice to Ariel that I can make. Whether it be some of my own blood that I will add to the meal, or something else here that I can give.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you what you think would be the best thing, or someone give me a knowledge religion to what they think might be a good tribute to Ariel in this moment. Well, that's if Oz is even asking. Sorry, I assumed.
Yeah.
If Oz
true.
doesn't ask, then it'll just
No,
be
Oz will ask.
Okay.
Oz will be looking around for something, and I'm assuming somebody will ask her, and she'll be like, I look for tribute for Ariel.
Yeah. Dot, with that check, this is a little odd, not a commonplace thing. What would be appropriate in such a situation? Typical offerings to Ariel are that you've heard of, that would just be like every day, would just be fertility totems, things like that. People burn incense and put the totems down and say a prayer and these sort of things to. This is common amongst people who are having trouble getting pregnant or something, and they're asking the goddess for help to give birth to life. In this circumstance of you cooking a special meal that allegedly is a tribute to her.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's hard to think of what exactly would suffice. You know that Oz has already done an incredible creative idea of smelting down a symbol of Ariel and using it as the implement to conduct the cooking. So you, in your opinion, you feel like that is more than enough to have attributed to the goddess. If they wanted to do something extra, you could only think of if they have any fertility totems. I don't think you have that. Yeah, unless you as a player
she'll be
can think of
satisfied with that.
Yeah.
No, she'll be roughly satisfied with that.
Okay.
I don't think it would be appropriate to offer myself to all of them on behalf of Ariel. So,
In what way?
whatever way they so choose.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, not really. I mean, probably not for this.
I have a 5 charisma, and yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, with that check as well, you will just remind Oz to not use that blade to, as she was warned already, not to hurt anyone with it, as it would contradict its purpose. But they are already aware of that, but you just think of that, or you can remind them if you want. That's the only thing you can really think of.
Okay. All right. Then I will start my meats and plants.
Yeah, the prayers
I will
finished.
assist.
Yeah, once the prayers are finished, you see that purple inlay of magic around the carpet of the room start to glow a bit. It starts to glow a purple, like neon kind of color. They kind of back away and allow you to walk up to the center of this table and place your pot, take your knife out and start doing what you need to do to prepare.
Yep.
Katara, you can help. Dot, I don't know if you want to help as well. You're just kind of standing there watching them, and Mary will kind of come up to as they're preparing and just walking up and says, "Did any of you decide to join us?"
I will be joining you.
Fantastic. The experience of this is like none other that you will have. This is a ritual we have not been able to complete in, it's been maybe 20 years since the last time we were able to do such a ritual.
I am looking forward to participating.
Excellent. And there'll be no running away. He kind of jokes as he like taps your clasp. The cloaks make sure everyone is here and experiences the ritual to its completion.
Now I'm terrified. It's fine, I didn't hear this.
I mean, he's not whispering. You could hear it if you're not. He's just speaking in a normal tone. So if you were chatting with Oz about like how do I prepare this or something, like if you were talking, you probably wouldn't have heard. But if you're just quietly preparing, you probably heard him say that.
I'm gonna go with I was talking.
Okay. yeah, you can finish preparing any of the any of the like preliminary elements, but at some point you are ready for the main dish, and you can pull out the book, or I don't know if Oz would have memorized the instructions, but
Oz would not be able to have memorized
Sure.
it, so Oz will refer to the book.
yeah, you can.
That could even be partially what Dot contributes, is she can
Maybe reading
read
the
it.
instructions.
Yeah.
Sure. You can read out the instructions. That's a carefully indicate, like every other second word is like carefully, slowly. It seems like a lot of like precision is inputted into the instructions as you carefully slice up the horn of this giant into 5 portions and follow the instructions. I guess we'll see how well you can follow them with a profession check, or your whatever your cooking check is.
Yeah,
Not
not
bad.
my best.
Not your best,
No.
but let's look at the ritual DC here. I guess they wouldn't want to have surprised you with this. So before you started cooking, they would have warned you that if you do not prepare it sufficiently enough, there will be not repercussions, but a backlash of sorts of magic. It won't kill you, but it will perhaps drain you of your experience if you do not satisfy the requirements.
Right.
If you're still okay with that, which I assume Oz would be.
We'll take the chance. Yep.
Yeah. Let us see the DC.
Oh, there's +2 on that from the Tears to Wine.
That bumps you up to a 30. The DC is yes. Okay. You finish your cuts. You put them in the pot, and you make your check as it finishes cooking, and you don't feel any draining of knowledge of the fighting you've done, so you don't feel like you failed. The scent starts to fill the room. It doesn't smell like it typically does, because I think you guys actually ate a giant once, didn't you? You cooked it?
Yeah, I've made giant before.
Right. It doesn't smell like that. There's it's almost...
Well, it wouldn't, partially because of the way the I'm assuming partially because of the ritual, but also you would cook this differently than you would cook most meats.
Right.
This is a more delicate meat. It's going to be more stringy, so you're going to want something to help subdue and allow the tissue to sort of soften and become much less not stringy, but like yeah, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like chewy, not somewhat chewy, somewhat stringy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There, the pot will glow as the meal is finished cooking, and you can carefully...
I look a bit surprised as that happens, like, wish this happened all time.
Yeah, and the instructions finish with how you carefully extract it. You'll use, like, your... whatever tools you have to...
Yeah, I have mithril spoons and ladles and stuff like that to carefully like get out like I'll kind of get out the meat and then pour over extra of what sauce it is in.
Mm-hmm. And you can carefully plate the 5 portions, and you can add in those preliminary things you made. Why am I missing the word for the side stuff? Oh my god, I watch so much Hell's Kitchen. What is it called? The station where they make it's like not the appetizer, but
I mean, it's all part of plating regardless.
sure. I just forgot the word, but
I can't. Yeah.
can't remember the word.
I don't know what word you're thinking of.
It's like making like like I said, it's like kind of like the appetizer to the meal, but there's a word for it.
Amuse bouche.
No, I don't know what that is.
Just wanted an excuse to say amuse-bouche.
No, that's it's like a little
That's
appetizer.
for liquid, I thought.
No.
Garnish. That's what.
There you go.
That's the word I was looking
Garnish.
for.
Oh, that's not like a side.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
a prettiness.
it's a series of yeah, it's like sides for the entrees and appetizers is what they call it in Hell's Kitchen anyway. But anyway, they call it like the garnish station. But that's what I was thinking, like the garnish that you're putting on the side of the plates. It's not like a full appetizer or a full side. It's like the garnish. Anyway, you do that. You plate it. It looks beautiful, and the four Djinn approach the table, each at a plate. Dot, I assume you mimic their movements as you're kind of like watching them to see what they do.
Yes.
To start, Mary will be beside you, and he'll be whispering and just like, just watch us and do what we do. And you see them all. They take like a nice bow before the plate, and then you just see them like breathe in the steam from the plate that's been cooked, getting in all the aroma, all the scents. Oz and Guitar, what are you doing now that your task has been completed? Are you just kind of standing back
I
watching?
am standing behind the pot,
Watching.
arms crossed, and just watching.
Yeah.
Guitar, where are you situated? Are you with Oz, or are you in a different spot? Or okay, so you're with Oz in the like center area.
Observing. Trying to not be intrusive.
Sure. So they do this for about a minute of just breathing in over the plate in like a half bow, or I mean they're pretty tall. I can't remember how tall Dot is, but you'll probably be in a similar stature.
I'm 3 foot tall.
Oh, okay. So the table was
counter
made. Yeah. So I forgot about that. So they would have brought you like because the
A
table's
step stool?
yeah. They would have brought you a step stool, so you could have done this because you would have like hit your head on the table if because they're like all like 6, 7, 8 feet tall or whatever. So like the table would have been made for their height. But they would have thought of that. I just forgot that you're that height. So you can still do the same thing. And I need to make a roll here. And then I need a knowledge religion from Dot, as one by one they pick up the silver cutlery and they begin. There's no seats, so you're just standing, and they just begin to cut in and they begin to take a bite, and each one does this. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
not
low
good.
roll. Okay. Give me a D100. And before you enter that, let me know what you want, high or low.
Hi.
All right. Oh my lord! Is that a 2 on a D100?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh,
So
no.
no, it's not that. So one by one, you are watching Mary and all of them. You see Mary take a bite, or Mary waits actually. You see them all take a bite one by one. Then it gets to Mary. He looks at you with a smile, and then he takes a bite of his. Takes a moment, tastes it, and then it kind of goes to your turn. You cut into it, and as you're about to put it in your mouth, the food at the end of your fork blackens. It turns to like this black kind of gooey thing, but you already like had it in your mouth, and as you like bite down, as you saw this, the rest of the food turns blackish, and you like bite down, and you start it's like literal ash in your mouth, and you kind of like scrape it off your tongue. I'm gonna give them a perception to see if they notice, because they're kind of busy enjoying their meal. Unless you vocally like say something, you just saying like like will not disrupt them. They're like, yeah, they're all seem transfixed on their meal. Unless you vocalize something like abruptly, like even saying like I said, the minor like comments won't disrupt them. You have to like be like, what the hell? Like, you have to be like make a big deal of it. So what does Dot do as this happens? This turns to like ash in your mouth, and you like scrape it off your tongue, and you look at your plate, and it's like blackened and crumbling into like ash before you.
I think Dot would be kind of concerned about like disrupting the ritual, like maybe like this is normal, I don't know, and I just like
the thought of it being normal. You look to Mary, who's been your pseudo kind of copying guide, and their plate looks immaculate. The food is still steaming. They're like just making these like all these like enjoyable sounds as they're eating it. Their eyes closed. As you look to the next, their plate is normal. Like you can look around. It's not like the table's circular, right? So you can just like see everyone's plate seems, and their all eyes are closed, and they're fantastic. Like they're just saying like compliments and stuff. And so sorry. Continue with your reaction after you notice it's clearly not normal.
All right. I think Dot would still try to not draw attention to what happened. The problem is now that there's ash on her plate, right?
Yeah. And before you go on, is there any immediate reaction to Oz and Katara seeing this? I'm assuming you're watching your party member, and you just see this. Yeah.
Oz is trying to hold in like disappointment and rage at the change, but it's like seeing that it hasn't happened to everybody else, and I think at this point, like starts whispering to Ariel, not understanding fully how this all works. What could I have done wrong?
Ooh.
I would probably whisper to Oz, like, what's wrong with her plate?
Oz can't hear you right now as Oz thinks of this, and there's this, I don't know if Oz would know this, but you can ask your party members about it later, I guess, but you feel as if the room kind of fades to darkness. If you had already, maybe you closed your eyes already, but if you didn't, you feel like your eyes are closed, as you feel like you're like tunnel visioned into like just the pod in front of you, and everything else is like dark and around you, and you feel a sense of reassurance, and even a soft voice will say, I feel like I have to whisper it to you.
Okay.
Huh.
I just, I wonder if I can do to the player. Do you see that, Steve?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And while I'm typing this out, Dot, continue with your reaction or what you plan to do if you want to keep the ash there while they're all enjoying their meal.
Awkward.
So Dot is now faced with this conundrum of, even if I don't say anything, they'll notice once they're done with their meal.
Mm-hmm.
So Dot is going to basically pull a Lucy Ricardo and try to keep eating it.
Oh god.
Oh, you're not gonna like sweep it under the table or something?
No.
Sounds real gross, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, maybe pour herself some wine and
I'll shove that down.
Yeah, so as you start to shovel this in, Oz, you get this reassuring word. It sounds like a feminine kind of voice, slowly whispering this into you. And as you finish hearing the message, if your eyes were closed, they will slowly open, or if they were always open, you just kind of, the dark.
Yeah, I think I do. I've
kinda...
got like, the tunnel vision is right. I'm like staring deep into the pot as it happens, and I don't notice that like everything changes around me for a moment. And then gradually, like, the exterior of the pot starts to reappear before me. And then I kind of look up and let out like a sigh of relief.
And as you do that, as things come back to vision, you will hear Katara saying, like, what's going on, or whatever you said before. The question you have for Oz.
All is well.
Really? Because that looks disgusting and she's still eating it.
All is well.
And
I try and see if I can make eye contact with Dot. I'm like staring hard at
yeah,
her.
I mean, I don't
She'll
think.
look up.
I mean, Dot is trying to shovel this in and looking around. Maybe you can eventually make contact with Katara. Eye contact.
I just sort of give her a look like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying not to have us all murdered or something for disrespecting their ceremony.
Give me a forward save just to see how well you can force yourself to eat ash. Oh, wow. Almost a perfect
Careful
roll.
with what you say there.
So that will go well. You can kind of be shoveling it in, and either by the act of the gods or luck, none of them seem to be opening. Like, you have your eyes wide open, like looking around, like nervously shoveling this in, and they're all like closed eyes, and they're slowly getting louder in their praises. They eventually they start saying, "Oh, you cooked it perfectly," and someone they just start saying these sort of things. It just starts building and building how much praise they're giving. At first, it was just complimenting the food, but then after a few moments, it becomes praising the cook, and then their praise turns to all of you for making this happen. And all of their eyes remain shut, and they're just giving all these praises as they are enjoying the meal. Is there anything else anyone wants to do during these praises, or while they finish the last bite? The praises won't stop. It's like in between bites, they're giving praises after each bite, and they increase, and eventually they will eat the last bite as Dot shovels the last bit of ash in her mouth and like swallows it. Anyone else have any comments or things they'd want to say during these moments?
I would be trying to just keep my thoughts to myself because I'm grossed out.
Yeah. The meal finishes. Everyone finally they open their eyes and kind of blink a few times and look around the room. Mary immediately turns to you with like wide-eyed, like kind of like a "how was it" expression.
It's like nothing I've ever experienced before.
He nods. He'll turn to his
That
other
was
friends,
clever.
and they all like are looking at each other, like knowledges of like, "Oh, how was it? Was it good?" And everyone's just kind of nodding at each other. They will all finish, and they will formally thank you, Oz. They will each come up in a line and like shake your hand and say that they've never had such a succulent meal, and they are grateful that the gods put you on your path to have this happen. After shaking hands with you, they'll begin to shake hands with you, Qatar, as well. They'll say, "And you helped. You did your part. Thank you. Thank you." And then they will eventually circle around to Dot, and they will all of them will say, "You are blessed to have taken part in this ritual. I hope you remember it for all of your time." And all of them will just bow to you and start to leave this room. Except for Mary. Mary will stick behind as they all leave, and he'll turn to all of you and say, "You've all done us a great service. As thanks for this, these cloaks you wear are yours to keep. However," he kind of shrugs, "not sure how useful they will be to you. Although I will warn you, they are not to be worn by anyone but yourselves or those that you perfectly align with. Doing so could be disastrous. In terms of monetary value, I won't know if you tried to sell them, but it's not really worth anything. It doesn't really protect you, kind of almost hinders you. You can't really teleport with it. But the point of keeping it is to remember this day, and I hope you keep it till the end of your days as a remembrance of this." He looks to Dot and looks to everyone else and says, "There is a small recovery period from experiencing such delight. You will be fatigued tomorrow from your senses being exhilarated. Even us need time to recover." So he looks to everyone else and says, "Those that have not taken part, please be patient with your friend. She may need a day or even two to gain her senses back. Please do not travel or do any adventuring or fighting in those time, or at least don't force her to. She won't be of much help."
Well,
I must-
we will take care of her. Thank you.
Yes, I must retire and start to rest, as the effects I suspect will wear off in a few hours, and I would wish to be well situated when that happens. And he looks to Dot, and you hopefully will. I believe we've compensated your stay for a comfortable inn. Please try to get
Yes.
back there in the next few hours. And do not concern yourself with drinking late tonight. As I said, you'll want to be well situated and well rested. To the rest of you, thank you. And he'll bow and exit the room on the other side. And you guys can go the way you came. Or sit around here if you want. But if
No,
you,
I want to get back to my stuff.
yeah, as you open the door to the hallway to the locker room, there is like 4 or 5 individuals, all similar dressed. They all have the mask, and they seem to be humanoid. They just have their heads kind of bowed to you as you walk out. If you want to say anything, you can, but they're kind of just standing against the wall of the hallway, their heads bowed.
I will offer each of them a thank you.
Yeah, you say they won't answer, but they'll just nod. And if you look back when you're leaving, they all start to fill in the room. And if the door is kind of left open, you just see them. They're cleaning up the room. And you guys can go back in the locker room. All your things are there. You open them up. You can. Are any of you leaving the cloak, or do you want to keep it?
I think
I guess
Dot
I
will
would
keep
keep
hers. Yeah.
Wait, we were told we could keep the cloak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. Damn.
It's okay. They said that they would prefer you not try to sell them. If you do, they say people probably wouldn't even want to buy them anyway. They don't offer any advantage, really. And they also just warned that no one that is not perfectly aligned with you should wear them or suffer disastrous consequences. AKA,
But-
you can summarize what that means. Surmise.
Yeah,
what that
I
means.
will keep mine.
Yeah.
I will not wear it all the time, but I will toss it in my bag.
Yeah, I am making an item for this that I can hand out to you. Is there anything you guys wanted to do tonight besides head back and rest as they suggested?
Brush my
I
teeth
wanna
a few
ask-
times.
Dot, what the hell happened?
I think Dalek played a little trick on me. That's what happened.
What's
And
really
Ash, you big fan of Tencel. Maybe Tencel give you meal fitting for what you like.
I respect all the gods equally, not just one or two.
You have lots fire though. Tencel probably like you more. Give you
Possibly.
fire dinner.
Fire dinner. I just didn't want to cause problems for the group. I didn't know how they would take it, so I just got rid of it the best way I could.
Everything good. You do good.
I think that was smart. It just seemed very unpleasant. So you didn't have any of that divine experience, I'm guessing, that they were having, right?
No.
Well, sorry that turned out worse than not having done it.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that tonight was a success for all of us, so.
Yeah, it seems like it was. They seem very pleased. Compliments to the chef, my dear.
Thank you. I got big compliment already.
By them eating it.
No bigger. I hear voice in head. Tell me I do good job.
Oh. Oh, okay. Who?
Some girl. Don't know.
You're hearing voices now, is what you're saying.
Yes, but sounded nice voice. Very, very pleasant.
When did you hear this voice?
When you eating fired meat. I say sorry to and ask what did wrong, and then I hear words tell me I did good job.
I wonder if that you heard the voice of Ariel?
I don't know. Maybe.
And I'm just putting this item on all of your sheets except for Gamex, because Gamex is a party pooper.
Yeah. Lose out, Gamex.
Yeah, lose out
Oh
on your
no,
item.
not my incredibly specific cloak.
Not the cloak that will stop us from ever retreating. There we go. I think I've given it to everyone. And sorry, you guys are... What are you doing after this ritual, after you leave here? It is
I am
late in the
resting.
evening.
Brushing my teeth and chugging some mouthwash.
Yeah. You all are going back to rest, and Dot, you are expecting... Or, what are you expecting from this? Let me get your thoughts on this. They said that you were expected to be fatigued and all that. Are you expecting the same after effects?
Honestly,
or?
I feel like Dot is kind of curious as to what would happen. She's kind of like, well, if they had such a good experience and now they're going to be fatigued, I don't think, based on my experience, that I will feel fatigue. But maybe I will. Like, she's just kind of
Maybe
like.
you'll feel sick.
So
You know how
you know how it feels like after you get like a flu shot or a vaccine, where you're like kind of trying to, in your mind, like, am I feeling some side effects? Am I not? You're kind of in your head a little bit, like,
Oh, I hate that.
Right.
yeah. That's kind of how Dot is right now.
Yeah. I guess the group comes back, or I guess we can go to the next morning for Gamix to find out how it went. But this evening, a few hours pass, Dot, and you're anxious. You're waiting to feel something. Maybe you felt a little stomach growl. Is that the side effect, or is that just a normal rumbling? You're not too sure. And about the 2-hour mark is when you feel exhilarated. You feel like you can't sleep. You feel like you've been given a burst of energy. You feel like you just feel empowered. You feel like you could take on the world at this moment. And I need to look at your character sheet for a second. Yeah, and wait, you are level 6, right?
Yes.
So you're definitely not getting any sleep tonight. But as
Now she needs to feed on blood.
No, but as time passes and you're like bored out of your mind in this room, because well, tell me what you think you'd want to do, I guess, with this energy.
Dot would be probably inclined to either like study the magic book to try and learn new spells, or make potions, or do
so
something
productive.
Yeah, but I mean that's what she would want to do in her spare time. Like, you know, if she has energy, she's gonna be like trying to make potions or learn spells or something.
Is that book of spells on you, or who has it? Does Gamix have it? Theoretically, I just remember you had an item for it, right? Or no?
Yeah, I do. I think
have it?
I have the true one. I think
Gave a copy. Yeah. Where is it in your handy haversack?
Handy haversack, yeah.
Oh, I see. True copy, nice. Yeah. I'll let you pick. So from the level 3 section, you feel like it clicks. You know how to make level 3 formulae. You just like get it. And during this time when everyone's resting and you can't sleep, you can pick one of those and add it to your sheet, and you can prepare it the next day if you want. Or you can just not prepare it. But you figure out how to like do it. Like you figured out the formulae. You're like, oh yeah, it makes so much sense now. And you're just like... So yeah, you can pick one of those and add it to your formula, or add it to your spell list. It may not let you add it as give you access to 3rd level spell, so you can just add it as a 2nd level spell if that's the case.
Okay, I'm gonna pick heroism.
Sure. Yeah, when you add it, just I think you can choose the level it gets added as. or I think it just shows up in your 3rd level slot probably.
I'm waiting on the
Yeah,
companion to load.
we'll figure it out if it doesn't work. And yeah, the party can rejoin each other in the morning for breakfast, as they usually do, and I'm sure Gamix, or maybe Gamix doesn't care, but maybe there's questions of how it went or something, but you can all wake up not feeling any side effects for the rest of you, since you didn't eat anything. But Dot, do you go down just like looking chipper, or do you try to feign side effects? I don't know how Dot plays this off or wants to do.
I think Dot would be... So, she's slightly paranoid. Like, she kind of feels like, they might have someone set to watch her or something. Maybe not. They seem to be in a good mood. But she would probably just try to, maybe not... Yeah, she'd probably try to feign maybe just being kind of, like, tired and...
Sure.
Worn out.
Let's see how good of an actor Dot is. Give me a bluff check for anyone watching, including your party members. If they are getting a sense something's off, you guys can give me sense motives. And perhaps
God.
anyone watching will make a sense motive against your acting. Yeah, see, Dot's not a great actor. So, Katara, you can see she's being a little weird. Something's off.
She's just, like, exaggeratingly yawning, like...
Yeah, you can tell Katara that Dot's exaggerating and is clearly not tired or something. Something weird's going on. But the rest of you are joined at the table. There's a breakfast in front of you. Whatever each of you like to eat within reason is there. And
How you doing, Dot?
I'm just so worn out.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like they said. I really need the rest.
Pregnancy do that.
Do you feel pregnant?
No, maybe with purpose. I don't know.
That's not how
You're
it works. You
tired.
don't know you pregnant until you know you pregnant. But you feel sick in morning and tired.
I don't feel sick, just tired.
You look sick.
You don't seem that tired.
Yeah,
You look sick. You all green.
I'm always green, man.
Yeah, if there was ever a time that you would have said, I think there was a time where Dot was where Jess wasn't here. And we said Dot wasn't feeling well, and you saw that she had like bags under her eyes, and you could tell when she wasn't feeling well. But here, there's no bags. She's like bright-eyed, like she looks alert. She looks like she's like on the ball, although she's yawning and exaggerating a bit. But you've seen her sick before, and she's like the opposite of that for sure.
How'd you sleep?
It was different than anything else I'd ever experienced.
That's what you said last night. What's the deal, lady?
Okay, you ready? Come here. Everybody huddle up. I'm not tired. I didn't sleep. I feel wired. But I don't know if they have someone watching us, so,
Why would someone be watching you? Do you think you were that important? Sorry.
I don't know. I'm just saying, you know.
Didn't sleep?
No. In fact, I had sort of a magical breakthrough, I feel like.
How so?
I learned a new spell.
Oh, what spell? That's cool.
Dot will slide in a elixir or whatever, the thing that she makes with heroism
Extract.
over, extract. Thank you, over to Kit.
Yeah, for flavor that's fine, but unless you have the feat or discovery or whatever, it'll go inert in someone else's hands.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
She
you do.
does.
That's right.
That's how
Okay.
I've been using all of them.
That's right. I forgot. Sorry. So yeah, you can slide it over. The magic stays, and
It
Do I take this now?
you can. I mean, so what it does is it raises your morale. You attack a little bit harder, and if something attacks you, and you have to like save, yourself, then that, and if you need to do like skill checks, you're good.
That sounds handy. I feel like you should rest though. They said you were supposed to be tired.
I mean, maybe, but I don't feel it right now.
Well, let's at least just keep it chill for the next couple days, just in case. I mean, I don't want to risk it because I don't know. It is what they said, even though it's not what you're experiencing.
I mean, I'm okay with being cautious. This is amazing.
I'm glad. Gotta get you this more often, huh?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Ariel appreciates my efforts. I don't know.
Yeah, that you choked down that garbage.
I'm sorry, what happened? Ma'am?
Oh, yeah. I guess you weren't there, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, could have come. You chose not to. Pat, you want to tell her? You were the one who had the most eventful experience of all.
Well, when we got there, they actually had one of the people that was supposed to be there not show up, couldn't show up, whatever, and so they offered one of us to participate. And so I volunteered, but apparently something went wrong with just my food. It turned to ash, and the rest of them had a really elevated experience. It was, you could tell they really enjoyed it. And I didn't want to ruin what was going on, so I ate it.
Eat a
And
pile of ash.
yes. Well, I mean, that was the only way I could think of to get rid of it, And but I mean, it was impeccably cooked. Oz outdid herself,
I know.
And apparently Oz also was asking herself what went wrong, or asking the gods what went wrong, and even the goddess herself complimented Oz, so.
I know, I'm that good. That's why I think you pregnant.
It's definitely not going to Oz's head. Don't have to worry about that, huh?
I guess time will tell, Oz.
No, message went to head. Nothing else.
Who knows? Maybe you're pregnant now.
Ooh, maybe I is. Oh, I start feeling up my belly.
Ew. Stop.
Seems maybe a little bloated. Maybe did you have too much to eat, or are you pregnant? Who knows?
I did eat a lot for dinner and breakfast. But also, maybe baby.
Can I get a
No.
perception check from Oz before we go on our break?
Bad die roll.
That's pretty poor. A 2.
I definitely pregnant.
No, that was for something else. You just get like a little, like your nose like tickles a little bit when Dot was like joined the group. Just like it almost smelled like a recognizable smell you smelled before, but then it kind of lose track of it with that perception check. You kind of forget about it, and you start feeling your belly if you're pregnant or not. Talk about being pregnant.
Oh my god, that brain of hers.
John, that was too much of a hint.
But why don't we go for our first break? Boom. the group has finished breakfast. Any other discussions about all this you want to have, or do you want to tell me what you guys want to get up to today?
Well, we want to have some chill time so that we're not causing problems for Dot.
I'm good.
I don't know. Is there any
Yeah.
shopping we need to do?
Yeah.
We want to talk about what we want to do with our future now that we've defeated the fire giant.
He has lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
We should go look for something to kill.
That sounds like the opposite of resting. So
I'm good with that.
No, I'm gonna downvote that one.
Why you downvote? Why you get votes?
Because I'm the leader of this group, and that's how that works.
But we all agree fighting good.
Yeah, we're not fighting for 2 days. So if you want to fight, that's fine, but you're gonna have to wait for 2 days.
Why?
I'm pretty sure I literally just explained that.
Oh, because I'm pregnant.
Yeah. That is why. You and Dot are both pregnant, so you need to rest for
Congratulations!
2 days.
Well, if
That
Katara
will
was
do it.
there too, then doesn't that mean Katara's also pregnant?
No.
We can raise the babies as triplets.
Whew, no, that's a hard pass.
Katara not pregnant.
You ready to have twins?
I mean, twins are good too.
I'm going to have 8 babies.
No,
Do-
you're not a spider.
Wait, do
I'm
orcs
so
have
fertile.
like? Do orcs have like litters? Like, you know, some.
Yes, I have 8 babies. That how good my food work was.
Ew.
Gamix.
You say I get told by God how great food is, so food must be extra fertile.
Yeah, Gamix. The women in your party are talking about getting pregnant and all these things, and you're kind of face palming or whatever, and you look up and there's this goblin behind them, just like wide-eyed, looking at you and just being like, "Oh, good job," he says.
Oh, ew.
Impressive. And he'll just keep walking by your table.
Yeah, we can be Gamix's harem.
Vetoed. Vetoed.
Well, I mean, I guess if we have to stay in the city, maybe I don't know. We can go shopping. We can see what good things are. Don't we have things?
Don't
Do we have?
pregnant women like to shop? Come on. It's like nesting or some shit, right?
True.
I'm not bird. I know build nest.
You make nest for baby.
No, baby roll out womb, swinging with axe.
Is there
What,
a tiny
so
axe
baby is
growing in
gonna-
there too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what? That's so dangerous. The baby's gonna hack its way out of your
Yes,
body?
like a strong cave. Gotta break
Gross.
free of cave. Cause cave tight.
I'm sure that we can get a little baby backpack for you to carry baby around.
Oh no, baby not need to be carried around. Baby already ready to fight all kind giants. However, giant to it like goblin. So be careful. It think you giant to try chop you down.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to explain to baby I'm not giant.
I try, but baby. Baby understands less well I do.
So
shopping, or what is the party doing?
so shopping? Don't we
Yes,
have
we go
magical,
baby shopping.
Don't we have magical items to pick up, or did
Do
we
you?
pick all of? Yeah,
I got
thought-
my magic item.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
It was nice.
All right. Well, did you have an idea, Gamix, of where you wanted to go? How are you going to support our family?
Well, you know, there's this underground fighting ring. Oh, wait, he's not gonna mention that.
Where we go shop? What people need?
Well, so for our next, what we're planning next, are we gonna try and deal with the, what was it, the stone giant?
Stone giant.
Oh, that's
Was there
true.
someone that was willing to pay us for that?
It hard as rock.
Well, I think I'm blanking on who we're working for in Rachel.
Ronald.
Ronald. I think Ronald was going to, right? That was a job that he gave us. But maybe we can look up information on stone giants.
Yeah, and then figure out what we might need to buy. It's a good idea. Let's go. Library.
I mean,
We're not paying those shits again, though.
maybe, I don't know. Oz, are you interested in libraries? Do you have other things that you want to...
We're not splitting the party, girl. She's coming
not?
to the library.
I just cook.
Maybe they'll have cookbooks.
So to the library this day?
Yes.
All right. Yes. You can all head to the library, where you will see the librarian you met before, as I look for their name. Massey will greet you, specifically you, Dot, and will say, "Have you returned for lessons?"
I will answer and say, I will actually answer in, Aaron, and say, actually, I somehow managed.
They will switch to Orin and say, "How? So quickly?"
I've been blessed with a great intellect.
Oh, you must. It's a complicated language. What can I help you with? You'll switch back to common. What can I help you all with today?
We were looking for books on stone giants.
Ah, the giants made of stone. They are true giants. One of the weaker ones. Ones that are almost of pure giant blood. We have a few books on them over here. And he'll float on over to the section that you guys can follow to. And someone or whoever has it can give me a knowledge local with the bonus in the library. You can also make it untrained. See what you can find out about... Oh! Dot. You all are about to pick up some books, but Dot just whoosh, grabs the right book, and you can know whatever you'd like about stone giants.
Do you have any weaknesses?
Dot will flip through the pages on weaknesses. There are no weaknesses in terms of they are weak to this, but the book will detail how they're easy to touch. Their skin is hard, but if you need to just deliver a magical spell or throwing bombs or anything basically against touch AC, is very easy to hit them. Other than that, their reflex save, they're slow and lumbering in terms of moving in a quick moment, but in general, they move at 40-foot speed, so they can cover ground, but they can't make a jerk to avoid like a lightning bolt or something like that. So, what other questions do you have?
What sort of attacks do they do?
Like all giants, they can throw rocks up to 180 feet. And in general, stone giants usually they have a great club or they just rely on their fists. Those are their attacks. Their Great Club will swing with 2 attacks, so kind of a back and forth. Gamix can attest to that, as I believe they got knocked out to a hill giant earlier. And they did like this back and forth with the club. The stone giants you are expecting, they swing at a plus 16 and plus 11. Or if they don't have a great club, they will do 2 slams at plus 16. The club does more damage, 2d8 plus 12. Slam is 1d8 plus 8.
Different question.
What's your question, Oz?
No, I have a question for person at counter.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're still working on this, though.
Yeah, you work on that. I ask question.
When
Okay.
you say that, Massey will hear you and float on back up to you. Yes.
You write books?
There are, me personally, no, but there are many Dijin authors, if you're looking for...
I look for author. I need author write book on Cookbook of Gods.
You're looking for a ghostwriter, someone to write the book and then you sign your name as the author?
Yes, my write not good.
There are many... they need to be Dijin, or...
They not have to be Dijin.
Then the list of ghostwriters is quite long.
I afraid of ghosts, though. You got,
Turn of the phrase. It means, like,
How you turn phrase?
It is a saying that people commonly say, meaning someone who write for you, but you take the credit.
Oh!
So they're like
legal?
they're like a ghost.
They're like a ghost!
Similar, as in, ghosts is hard to see.
They're dead? Did I kill them with my writing bad?
He'll look to Dot and just, like, kind of give you, like, a look of, like, help me, please.
All right. So Oz, you know how ghosts, you can't really see them sometimes, right?
Yeah, that why they scary.
Right. Well, this is a writer that nobody will know about, just like you can't really know or
Secret.
see a ghost.
So they write using ghosts? That
No,
why
they
not
just-
see them?
They write, but they're in the secret, and so someone else's name is on
So
the book.
why not call it secret writer? Or
Yeah.
Because then
It's
you would
called
think that
secret
they
writer.
only write secrets.
oh, okay, but ghost still bad name. Ghost
Well-
scary.
These aren't literal ghosts.
What literal?
Like, she'll pick up a book. This is literally a book.
Okay. But I hear someone say before they literally kill me, and that person's still alive.
Who told you they would literally kill you?
saying.
No, that's confusing. Someone can't be literally killed and still be live.
It's called hyperbole, but you don't understand that.
What that word? That word big.
No, I
Hyperboling?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Massey will kind of interrupt the group and say, so, do you have any preferred writing style?
Yes, I want right to seem like written by brilliant chef.
Yes, I think I have a few names you can pick from. Do you have any other restrictions I should know about before I give you a list of people you can pick from?
Preferably not regular human.
Oh, not a human. You want someone who's long lived. Perhaps they can provide more experience
Not
in the
elf
writing.
either. No, not elf.
Oh, that'll cross off a few names. So not an elf, not a human. Are you okay
How
with...
about a gnome?
Yes, any other racial restrictions?
No, I think that it. Elves just put too many words. I don't want too many words. People need to be able to read.
Fair enough. then I can give you 2 names that I know of.
Ooh, okay.
They don't live in but you can
don't know where they
easily you can easily contact them with magic, or I can contact them on your behalf. I guess before
I can't just go to a house and say, hello, I need rights.
You could. I'm not sure.
Right.
So the 2 names that I have for you are Angie Cotterill and
Angie Cotterill.
Cotterill and Swarna Ramsumin.
Okay. Somebody, can you write down names?
Yes,
and
I can.
Somebody
I will write
read
these
back
down.
to me when needed.
I will write these down for you, and I'll put it in the chat for you.
So, fairly certain I'm more inclined to first name, since first name, same last name, important person, out of character life.
What is this race called again?
Svinnerflublin.
That's literally the race, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They are a deep gnome.
Yeah. So he'll let you know. Angie Cotterill is a everyday.
They didn't appear anywhere.
Oh, I didn't put it in the chat yet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought my
I was
thing
just
broke.
updating my notes.
Gotcha.
So Angie Cotterill lets you know this is a gnome, and she lives all the way south in a continent called Umbala. He lets you know if you want
Very
to.
far.
Yeah, he lets you know if you want to go there. They are currently in Ephred's Rest. Or you can work with Swarna Ramsumin, which I'll put in chat, which is a Snifferblin, however you say it. And they are currently... I guess I gotta give them a check to see if they know their current whereabouts. Ooh, they do. They are currently... They are currently inaccessible, but I can speak with them with magic, or if you can speak with them with magic. But you won't be able to visit.
Axe not make easy to talk to people unless they nearby.
You won't be able to visit them. They aren't home, but I can get a message to them if you're interested in working with them. Both of them are suitable candidates for what it sounds like you're looking for. They have experience with issuing books related to cuisine, and they are both a type of gnome, so they're not your restrictions. And they both work for reasonable prices and are willing to give you the credit if you want to be the author of the book.
That's very good. I like this.
Do you want to ask about how much it would cost?
Yeah, how much you cost to talk to?
Just to talk to them, I'll do it for free for you, since you seem to be very academically inclined. And he looks at Dot. All of you seem to be interested in books and so forth. Their rates are depending on how much restrictions you give them on the writing, or if you give them free reign. Anywhere from, and depends on the project, how long you want the book to be and such, but you can expect that they will charge between 1,000 gold and 3,000 gold, depending on, like I said, the many things you want to put in the book.
Okay, let's do it. I like funny name one. We send to funny name one.
Which one do you
Wait,
find funny?
we should talk about this before you're just spending a few thousand gold writing a book.
I make way more money once book written.
Yeah, no, let's, I don't know, discuss this as a group.
I want book be called How Cook Everything.
I think that already exists.
No. You tell me, does book exist How Cook Everything?
Not that I know of.
See? It like you have monsters full. You have a book full of monster like Dot have, but mine be how cook all monster.
I dare say I have not seen such an endeavor taken. There are cooking books, but I don't think anyone's created a pseudo monster manual of cooking. Don't think I've come across that.
See, I make buku book. I hear that phrase before. I want to make buku book.
How much is buku?
I don't know. It sounded big.
What if you make like a famous monster cooking restaurant and then release a book?
That good. That make good sense. Then I hire people to go kill things, and I go kill things, and then I get cook them for other people. And then customers get angry at me, and I get yell at customers.
You really have lots of thoughts about that.
I like good retirement. I hear that word before too. Old man say. They say they not have job, they retired. I like idea. When you get old, you get retired. It not one tired, but tired again.
So maybe this will be a retirement plan, so not now.
Okay. But we still should start conversation.
Maybe we wait. I mean, it's going to be a little bit until we retire. You have lots of fighting left to do, right?
Okay, well, take down names then. I don't want forget
Yes.
names.
Angie Cotterill or Swarmer Rasmussen.
Yeah, you write down names for me.
Thank you for the information.
Yes,
Of course.
Thank you.
Your waiting may prove convenient if you want to work with Swarna, because, as I said, she's indisposed right now, but still available to speak. But if you are not speaking or not needing to talk to her now, her home, if you're ever passing by there, or like I said, she won't be there for a few months, but if you ever are passing by there, she calls home to Lighthelsen, the far west
Lighthousen.
of Argarthia.
Maybe we go there one day.
Any other questions I can help you with?
I want to spend a little bit more time with the book on the giants, but I don't have any more questions for you. Thank you.
Perfect. If you need anything, you may simply call me, and they will kind of wisp off.
We need to invent something that will allow people to see us no matter where we are, and then you can show them how to cook and get really famous, and then they'll buy your book even more.
No, I don't want too many people know how to. I want people to have to pay money up front for learn how to do. That most money.
But people will pay for the experience of having you personally cook for them.
Yes, that's better than give other people remote access to see cook. I want all money in person. I have big brain theory that many people you have to get smaller number because they not so personal, but less people they have to pay more money, and I want more money each time. That's what I told by boss by old master. Only
So
good
money,
only, huh?
So money hungry.
Money important. Money buy sharper axes.
Money does make the world go round.
No. Giant make world go round. Big giant. Controlled by gods. He's spinning world with hands.
Like holding the world on his shoulders?
No, he holding it in hands. Rotating it around. Like one of those performers at circus.
I heard someone say the world is flat.
That seems strange.
Seems very
Why world
strange.
be flat? You fall off.
Well, maps are flat, so I think they get confused.
But if I dig down, not flat. Can't be flat.
Well, it sounds like you're smarter than that person.
I don't know. World may not work way I think. Just guessing.
Okay, we got a little off topic here. So,
The
So
map is
about
flat.
those stone giants, does the book have any information about like their kind of habits? Like, do they usually live by themselves or have other creatures near them? That kind of thing.
Yes. They can be found in different types of tribes. They can be by themselves or in a group of stone giants. Their most dangerous organization can be a bunch of them and one elder stone giant who leads the pack.
How big would a pack be?
9 to 12 of them.
Dang.
And they are known for taking on dire bears as their pets or creatures that protect their camps.
Like a single one or potentially multiple dire bears?
Multiple, depending on how many stone giants there are. So each stone giant would probably have a bear or a bear for every 2 or 3 of them.
That's a lot.
The book is just detailing formations of them. It's not about your specific task, right? So,
anything else y'all want to know about stone giants?
Nope, I just want to cut stone giants.
no, I'm good for now. I think this is a good starting point. So I can't think of anything offhand that would definitely help us with the stone giants other than, just getting maybe a little bit more equipment with what we have.
Okay. Anything else people want to look at the library?
Nope, I'm good. Get away from library.
Underground fighting for fun and profit?
Is that a book you see?
No.
yeah, you guys can close up the book feeling you've learned what you can about stone giants. And what is the plan for the rest of the day? This probably, over the course of the day you've been here reading these books and learning this information, so we can say about maybe 3 or 4 hours have passed, so you still got a good chunk of the day to do something with, or you can relax or hang out, go back to the tavern.
Why we halfway here? Why we not go Rachel?
Why are we
Well-
what?
We're
Why we
supposed
wait
to
here,
be
not go back, Rachel?
resting.
Yes,
Yeah, you
we're
could
not
rest on boat.
traveling right now.
But if you on boat, no one see you, then you get back to Rachel. Boat ride not taxing.
Yeah, we also going back to Rachel would be opposite of the direction of the stone giant.
Right, but we maybe get teleport to Stone Giant. If we walk to Stone Giant, take long time.
I do have a question out of character. Did they pay the other half of the money to us last night, or no?
Good question. Let me look back in my notes to see how much they agreed to pay you.
It was 1,800 platinum, and they paid us half to start with.
Yeah, no one's
Plus
paid you
lodging.
yet.
Okay, so that would be why. Alright, we wait for money. Bit boring here.
I mean, we could go maybe right outside of town and just see if there's something, for you to chop.
Thing here die too easy.
So yeah, I imagine. Sorry, go ahead.
What? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I imagine you guys are talking as you're walking outside the library. Where are you walking to, or are you just standing there figuring out where you're going now?
Wait, so is there anything people want to shop for, given what we learned about the stone giant?
I mean,
Anything we need to stock up on?
Dot personally would kind of like to get one of those headbands of vast intelligence, maybe.
You no have one?
I do not.
Oh, we get you headband. We get your headband.
Yes,
We
let's
could
ban my
definitely
head.
look into how much that would cost, at least. How
Yeah.
much we got in the kitty right now?
Oh, lots. We easily afford.
Okay, well, why don't we go shop for that, and we can think about if there's anything else we want to acquire.
Yeah. You guys can head to the magic shop, I assume. You the one you know, or do you want to head to a different one?
No, the one we know is fine.
Yeah, because you guys
And
are
you know?
the one you know, and you know. You are greeted by Effie, the Fire de Jin, as she greets you and welcomes you back and asking you how that Ioun stone's holding up. All your items are well. And what's on the shopping list for today?
She want buy band head.
Headband.
A headband. She say make smarter, right?
Yes.
How much smarter?
Like, if I were to express it in a numerical sense, maybe like +2?
Ah. People often do express it that way, don't they? Yes, I have such a headband on hand. I have a few. Which kind of speciality were you looking for, as these ones are already made? So if you have a different set of skills in mind that you want, I will have to make it if it's not one I have.
I didn't really have a particular specialty in mind. I mainly work with like potions and things of that nature. I do like learning new languages, perhaps, if there's something that, one of them that...
Yes, I have one attributed to the art of linguistics, if that one works for you.
That would be just fine, I think.
Excellent. Let me see how much this costs. Yes, since you're willing to take a fresh, or a one that's been crafted already and has its speciality already set, I can sell you this for 3,800 gold pieces. Dot, if you want one where you can specify the skill that is associated with it, it usually would cost you around 4,000 gold. So she's giving you a little bit of a discount to take a old stock off her hands, as it were.
That is actually a really good deal.
Excellent. So we have a deal?
Well, let's
Yes.
see first if there's anything else we want, because then maybe there could better deal at hand. I might be interested in having a little bit more natural armor, depending on how much that would cost.
Do you want to enhance it with an amulet?
Yes, and I have one that I would be able to trade in. Or
How strong
have
is
you
the one
upgrade
you
this one.
have?
It's not nothing, but
Makes you 5% tougher.
So you want
sure.
10% tougher, or 15, or how much you want to go up by?
Well, I'd like to know what my options are in terms of price.
If you want one that's twice as good as yours, and you're going to trade me in your old one...
Mm-hmm.
It'll cost you about... Well, before I keep talking prices, how many other items are you in the market for? So I can kind of take the whole picture in and give you some discounts if you're buying a lot, or...
I look around. Gimmicks. Oz.
My weapon need a lot more money for next enhance, so I wait.
Okay.
She'll look
Gimmicks,
at
is there
Gabbix.
anything you're looking for?
Yeah, she'll say, weren't you struggling to get the Ion Stone you really wanted, or did you end up getting it? I can't recall now. Sounds like you all have come into a bit of money. Why don't you get the one you really wanted instead of the one you settled for? I thought perhaps you bought a cracked or flawed one, but maybe my memory.
No, we got her the real one.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Perhaps you found the funds you needed. Although she looks around your head. I don't see it. Something wrong with it? You haven't
No.
lost it, have you?
No, it's there.
Really? Flying
No,
around your
did you
head?
put it in your wayfinder?
No.
Oh,
I specifically didn't put it there to not draw attraction
Okay.
to the Wayfinder.
gotcha.
Oh, so wait, is it floating above your head, or do you just have
Yeah.
it? Oh, it is. Sorry. Okay, I thought you had put it away already. Oh, so never mind. She wouldn't have set it out. She'll just see it floating around your head and just say, "Oh, looks good." Okay, so it seems like you're just looking for this amulet and this headband, then.
So.
All right, I can give you your improved amulet for 6,500 gold if you trade in me your old one, and the headband is at a 3,800 gold pieces. So,
What do you think, Dot? Is that a fair deal?
Should I do a new appraise check or?
sure, to value the amulet. Yeah, you're not too sure. In general, it sounds like it's in the ballpark of what it's worth.
Something I did want to discuss with my companions, maybe for the future, it doesn't have to be now, but there are these jackets that you can put potions into, and you basically use, like, when you're in combat, you can swiftly access the potion.
A sipping jacket.
Yes, exactly. And as I work with potions, that might actually be something for us to consider for the future.
How much do those cost?
I only have 3 on hand, and I'd be willing to let them go for 5,500 gold each. But if you want to wait around for me to make one for each of you, I can sell them to you for 5,000 gold each.
This person's taking every little tiny extra they can. On the headband.
Well, it's something to think about, since we do use lots of potions. It might, especially for the people that are fighting up front, might be very useful.
Yeah, we can think about that. Oz, do we have enough to get the headband and the amulet?
We do, I think.
It would be, what? It was 3,800 plus. Did you say 6,500?
68. Getting us for an extra 800 gold.
10,600 in total if you want both.
Yep.
Do we all agree that these purchases are worthwhile of our group funds?
I think so. I definitely want you to be safe, Katara.
Yeah, out of character, I question how much the bonus of +1 is going to be, but to
For
your
the
AC, yeah, considering you're going from 18 to 19, especially for that much money.
Okay.
But it's not like I have been the only person attacked so far. So
I mean, you're right. It is expensive for only one additional.
Could we possibly, instead of doing the amulet, consider upgrading your armor? Would that give you more AC?
yeah, but
Hmm.
armor, I guess it is actually roughly the same. Yeah, armor is a smaller upfront cost to go to +2.
What kind of breastplate enhancements do you have available?
I don't deal with those, but I know my colleague what they could do. I think they could do whatever ones you can think of. If you're looking for
Okay.
a specific enchantment on it.
Well, maybe we'll just go with the the headband for Dot at this time, and I'll keep thinking on what I want to do.
Okay. So that'll be 3,800 gold pieces.
Yep,
please.
I will give it to her in platinum.
She thanks you,
Thank you.
and it should be on your sheet.
I see it. I was like, oh, hey, my intelligence is 20.
You will have to. Let me just. I can. So you want it to be it's linguistics, right? So it.
Yeah.
The headman grants a number of skill ranks in those equal to the wearer's total hit dice. So, I can make it do that. So linguistics, and then you don't have to pick the languages now, but just note you have to pick basically 4 more new languages.
Excellent.
And I'll make the item give you those ranks right now.
You'll probably also want to retrain 2 of your skill points.
Right. Because it doesn't stack with your existing skill points. It just gives you
Correct.
6, or it sets it to
Okay.
6. So yeah, you have 2 empty skill points you could repurpose later. Let me make sure it did that appropriately. Yep, I think so. Or I guess I need to roll it to see. Yep, you're getting the +4. And we'll just, if you ever do retrain those 2, I'll just remember to change it.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else you guys wanted while you were here, or are you guys heading out of the shop?
I think we should. I mean, if nobody else wants anything, I think we should look into the armor thing.
Yes.
Yeah, if we can get the referral from Effie.
Yes. There was an armorer you met previously. I'm just trying to find his name. She would refer you, because I think she referred you to him last time. I believe it was Lanham, who she directs you to once more if you're looking for armors or weapon enhancements.
Yes.
And yeah, you guys can walk the 10 minutes to his shop once more. A reminder, he's clearly an Earth Djinn, as you see the soot and everything on him, and just the way he carries himself and the pebbles and stuff around him. He welcomes you back into his shop and asks you what he can do you for. Looks like you want another +1 to your armor.
Yeah, I'm interested in upgrading my armor. What do you have available?
Well, if you want your armor enhanced, it'll just be a flat fee, or you're looking for a new armor, or do you want an enchantment on it? If you want to glamour it, if you want to have a certain property in mind, I can see if I can do it for you.
No, well, I'm interested in either upgrading the current or a new one, depending on what the costs are.
Yes, if you want to just move it one point up, it'll cost you 3,500 gold. And I can have it done for you this day. This evening, I guess.
Oh, wow. What do you think?
Yeah, a normal fair market value is 3,000 gold. Perhaps he's charging a bit more because he mentioned it would be done same day.
No, there's something we're forgetting about where we are.
They love to bargain.
Yeah, yes, we're supposed to be haggling at every place. That's why every price has an inherently higher price on it.
Perhaps. But yeah, Dot, you know the fair market price for this is 3,000 gold.
That seems a little high. Haven't we been to you before? Do you not give discounts for repeat customers?
Loyalty.
I do value repeat customers. What seems like a fair price to you?
I think 2,800.
2,800?
Yeah.
I'll need a diplomacy check if you wish to.
Diplomacy right there.
Oh, you're going to use your ones per day to do that? Ooh.
Yep. I think it would be really in your best interest to keep us as good customers. Our opinion carries a lot of weight around here, after all the enemies we've been taking down recently.
I have heard of your exploits, and you do strike a hard bargain, but 2,800, it's a little not valuing my work. Why don't we say...
It doesn't need to be done today.
Sure. What do you say to 2,900? And I'll accept if you tell people where you bought the armor, and we'll call it a deal.
That's okay with me.
Ah, thank you. You'll have to leave the armor here, and we'll shake on it. You can pay when you pick it up if you want.
We'll pay now. I got one.
Oh yeah, he'll extend his hand to shake once you offer the coin. Does anyone shake his hand?
Yes, I will shake it. Sorry, I was taking notes.
No worries. You guys shake hands. He'll take the coin and work on your armor. Any other upgrades?
And when should we pick it up?
You can pick it up in 5 hours if you're up that late. If not, tomorrow morning I'll open up the shop and you can pick it up.
Anybody else looking for anything here?
No.
Excellent. You guys can retire back, or where do you guys go? Do you guys go back to the tavern to retire? Do you go somewhere else?
Too much shopping. I need drinks.
Yeah, we can go for drinks.
Excellent. Heading back to the tavern, which is quite lively, and there is I forgot her name, but let me get the music going as you come on in. There are some bards playing some music. Everyone's having a good time, and the barkeep, which I'm looking for her name, I think it was like Hilda.
Scarn?
No. Hilda calls Katara over. She kind of like as you enter, she's like looking at the door and sees you and kind of like waves you over.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Good. Someone was in here looking for you.
Why?
I didn't expect you to say it like that.
What do they want?
I didn't ask, and they didn't tell me, but they just said to let them know that they were looking for you, and that they would return here in a day's time to see if you were here again.
Looking for me in particular, looking for our group.
I think they were looking for all of you, but I figured word gets around that you're kind of the leader or spokesperson.
What did they look like?
Well, that's why I wanted to tell you. It was quite a sight. They had ruby red hair. And when I say ruby, it actually looked like rubies. It was
Moroccians.
It was long, and they had wings. As big as they just kind of extend their arms, as big as I've ever seen. They were this...
humanoid.
Yes, it looked like it could have been a very beautiful woman, but clearly something else, not human, had wings. She wore a great breastplate, similar to the one you used to wear. I don't know where yours is, but she wore it. She had a nice long blade at her side, and her eyes kind of glowed, a kind of auburn
Did
color.
we piss off the good aligned creatures?
She mentioned that she was looking for you, and she wanted to speak with you. And that's all she said. She said she didn't leave me where to contact her. She just said if you were willing to talk to her, she would speak to you again at the same time tomorrow, which was around noon, around lunchtime, if you are in town or willing to meet with her. She did leave her name, though. Guinevere.
Okay. Thank you for the message. So you've never heard of this person, I take it?
No. She is an outsider, as yourselves. She must be staying somewhere else.
Yeah, she's a literal outsider.
Does the name sound familiar to me at all? Could I do a check to see if I've heard of this person at all?
Sure. You can give me knowledge of the plains. If there's some famous planar creature by the name of Guinevere you've heard of. Yeah, you're thinking about it. You haven't heard of any epic creature of the light named Guinevere, some angel creature. You've never heard of such a name attributed to that kind of image.
Okay.
Can we ask around at the bar? See if anyone else is familiar with her?
So, well, she called you over, so was the whole party just walking up and listening, I guess?
I would have
Probably.
just sat at a table drinking.
Sure. So, Katara, you can. Do you want to tell the party members about this interaction, or do you want to just go start asking people at the bar? Okay, yeah, you can head.
No, I'll let them know.
Yeah, you can head to their table that they were sitting at and relay what just happened.
Yep.
Wow.
Guinevere.
She sounds pretty.
Yeah. But also, why does she want to talk to us? Who is she?
Maybe she has a job for us.
Maybe we job
or
for
maybe she
her.
wants to kill us.
I mean, would she really attack us in a crowded city? I mean, she could easily ambush us on the sea or on the roads.
As you say
Yeah,
that,
I don't
there
know.
is you just no perception checking. You just are drawn as like two people are like, "You did what?" And then they kind of like get up and they're about to like throw fists, but then the Minotaur kind of comes in over and pulls them apart. No fighter! Slams them back down. And they quickly, sorry, and they go back to their drinks. And he,
You mean centaur?
the
You mean centaur?
one that's not the one that's human on the top and thing on the bottom. So
Yeah.
centaur, yeah, sorry.
Full horse on the bottom, right? Not just
Yeah.
hooves.
Yeah. So yeah, the centaur, yeah. He kind of growls at them.
Hey, you here again today?
He was walking back to his area.
I'm gonna stop him as he's walking
Yeah.
by. You here today?
Yeah, I'm watching over things today.
You off some days?
Yes.
Who work for you when you not here?
You haven't seen him?
No, he not confront me.
Well, if they haven't made themselves known to you, I guess it's better kept a secret.
Okay.
They're the
I
type
want to
of...
find them. I start fight.
Yes, they'll make themselves known if you start a fight. So don't do that.
Do you know anything about this Guinevere that was here earlier, the winged redhead?
Oh, I saw her. Most beautiful lady I've ever seen, no offense. She had this aura about her that just couldn't stop looking at her.
So you don't know anything about her other than that she showed up here today?
I would have known if I'd seen her before. Never seen her in this town.
You gonna try and ask her out or something?
You think she'd like me?
I don't know. I mean, she's got wings, you've got hooves. You're both a little different, right?
Right. She's just very intimidating. I don't know. Maybe if I work up the courage if she ever comes back here.
Do you know anyone else who might know her? Anyone seem to recognize her when she was in here?
She was only in here for a few minutes, spoke to Hilda, and then left. No one approached her or said anything to her that I saw.
And she was by herself?
Yes.
Alright, well thank you for the information.
No problem. He'll kind of walk back up to his bouncer area. Or trot back, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and you guys are at the table. You can talk about this or start asking people around the bar if you want. If they've ever seen this person. Or know this person.
I mean, I personally feel like if the centaur didn't know her, then other people probably won't have, so
Yeah,
I probably
so
will
good.
just also have a drink.
Yeah, you guys can have drinks to your table. And let me know if there's any conversations you want to have, or we can go to that evening. Or that night and go to the next morning. Is the intention to stick around here to speak to her, or are you guys booking it?
No, I'll speak to her. I'm willing to.
I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, Dot's up for that.
Sure. Any conversations you guys want to have this evening?
Nope. I just want to drink.
Yeah,
All
I think
right.
I'm good to relax.
Drink you shall. And the evening comes, time for rest as you drink yourselves to sleep. However, Dot, again, your energy is not expended. You didn't really do anything today. All you did was shop. You've been antsy. You're kind of like the person at the table. You're kind of like your legs like hopping up and down. Like you want to get out and do something. All you did was shop and go to a stuffy old library. So you are, again, a sleepless night for you. Just like yesterday, though, you had no trouble memorizing your formulae, as normally you would need to sleep to memorize them. And in fact, you got access to a whole new one. This night, what would you like to do? Would you like to pore over your formulae books and try to learn a new thing, or what do you want to do? Or do you want to try not to break what's good? Maybe doing it too much is dangerous? These thoughts race through your head as you have a lot of energy and a lot of brain power this evening.
I think Dot wants to try and make some alchemical fire.
Alrighty. You turn your brain power to making something that you normally could... how long does it take you to make fire? I think I have my calculator here. I guess it depends on how well you make your check. So I guess give me a craft alchemy and see how well you can work on making some fire this day. A 32, almost a natural 20. 32. And what is the DC of the alchemical fire? Let's see. What is the DC to create this? Or it's alchemist fire. I keep saying alchem. Whatever. DC is 20. So you exceeded it by quite a bit. success. So normally this, what is the price? 20 gold pieces. So normally with this check, or I guess you had a sense of how well you were messing with it. Normally you'd be able to make 2 for the cost of 7 gold. But you find yourself being efficient with your resources, and you only expended 5 gold worth, and you got 4 alchemist fire prepared that you can add to your sheet.
Excellent.
So you work throughout the night, and normally this would take you a whole day, but in the 6 to 7, 8 hours that you guys all sleep, Dot is hard at work, and you make more and consume less than you ever could have normally.
Impressive.
And a new morning greets you.
I think at the end of this day, Dot's like, "Thank you, Ariel."
Sure.
Not flippantly, but literally, like, she's attributing this to possibly, some kind of blessing or something.
I mean, it makes sense. What could be giving you this new take on life, this more life than you've ever had, but the goddess of life? It makes sense. But the rest of you wake up and can join down again for breakfast. I assume the plan is to just kill time until noon, lunchtime, to meet your friend here?
Wait. No, first I would want to go pick up my my armor.
Sure, yeah.
Assuming that the shop would be open.
Yes, yeah. After breakfast, you can go pick it up. And do you need me to make it a +2, or do you know how to do that? Oh, you've already...
I think I did it.
You did it. Yeah, you pick it up. Brand spanking new. He polished it up for you. Got some of those scrapes out that you got from your fights. And it looks like a brand new armor. He thanks you for patronage. And you can make yourself back with the party with a brand new armor. Anything you guys want to talk about? Does Dot want to tell them all about her great efficiency during the night? Or I don't know, whatever you guys want to talk about before we can skip time.
Dot actually, so there's a purpose for her wanting to make alchemical fire. So with the interaction with the armor maker yesterday, Dot, it occurred to her so this is how she'll say it. She'll say, "So Katara, you know how when you talk to people and sometimes they seem to be a little, nervous and they'll sort of be nicer to you because they're nervous?"
Because I scare them, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking if you want to do more of that in the future, Dot will pull out the alchemical fire. You should ask them how their fire insurance is, and if they're all paid up on their fire insurance.
Damn, you're wicked.
I made these last night. They're great.
Tell me more. What are they?
This is alchemical fire. It's basically what we were using for the frost giant. Or there was some reason we were using. Oh yeah, I just like fire. Anyway. So yeah, it's alchemist fire. It, you throw it, makes things go fire. It's not magical, so,
Okay, I will keep this in mind.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that in the future, just let me know and I can pull out the fire and kind of, do this with it for, effect.
It's probably in character for Oz not to think twice about that comment, but for the other members with some sort of capacity to think about this, Dot took a week to make stuff like this before, and she just told you she made a bunch of these last night, indicating she must not have slept, and she looks wide awake. She's and she's even a little hyper. She's like, "Oh, you need this, look this. I can do like this," and then. So I don't know if your characters would say anything about that, but you do definitely take note of that. That she seems full of life and energy.
Like manic.
Yeah, a little bit. Basically, it's obvious she was up all night and made these. So,
Should I be worried about you not sleeping?
I'm not. I think Ariel's just being very nice to me and helping me to get things accomplished.
I wonder how long this will last.
I don't know, but I feel really good. I don't know who we would even really talk to about any of this, so.
Let's keep an eye on it.
Sure, sounds good.
yeah, you usually go to the doctor when you don't feel well, not when you feel really good, right? It's a little weird problem to have. Any other conversations you guys want to chat about, or we can fast forward time to lunchtime if you want.
When we gonna find this thing? It come here?
Yeah, I think it's gonna come back to the tavern.
Okay. I'd be quiet, wait.
Alright, so you guys hang out in the tavern for a few hours, killing some time, when someone coming in the tavern grabs the attention of the entire tavern as they look over as this giant winged individual pushes her way through the door. And I'm looking for...
I'm standing up when I see them.
Yeah, you can stand up. She makes her way directly, kind of almost tunnel vision, directly to the counter, to Hilda, and talks to her for a moment, and Hilda would just kind of look over her shoulder, over the wing, and like look over at the tables and sees you and just kind of points at your table. She immediately like turns around, seems to abruptly like end the conversation with Hilda and just immediately like turns face towards you guys and starts walking like proudly to your table. Oz, I guess, stands. And
Yeah, I'm standing. I've got weapon in hand just in case. Anything that seems this excited to meet us, I feel like is not a good thing, or at least that's Oz's initial impression.
Yeah, you can see that she does indeed have this long sword. It is sheathed at her side. She doesn't have a hand on the hilt or anything.
Yeah, I don't have another way. I don't have a way to sheath my axe.
No, I'm
so
just in making sure it's obvious. She's not like blade drawn coming toward your table.
Yeah, and I'm not holding it with like malicious intent, but I'm holding it, you know, as to show that I am myself, but I am also prepared if something goes awry.
Yeah, and you guys get this full shot of this individual. As described, she's got this ruby-colored hair, long, flowing. Her eyes kind of shimmer with this orangey kind of tint. Her wings kind of tucked, but if they were fully, you could tell that they're huge, like if she were to spread them out, but they're kind of like perched, and she's kind of purposely keeping them a little closed in. She's wearing full breastplate. In the center of her breastplate is this like burning sun. It looks just like this very vibrant colored. It's like, it looks like there's been gold poured into it. Looks immaculate.
Is there a sword in the center of it?
There's no sword in the center of it.
Okay, so it's missing one of the key pieces.
Perhaps. Other notable things about her: she has kind of a very nice looking belt that's holding this like flowing, kind of tattered and ripped cloth. It's kind of like, it looks like it's almost like covering her. It almost looks like it would be almost a robe, but it looks like it's been tattered and ripped, so it's kind of like flowing behind her as she walks. But it's like long, very long pieces of fabric that kind of like kind of catch the wind as she walks toward you. She walks up to your table, and all of you are clearly, I guess, looking at her, and she looks at you and she says, "Hello, I am Guinevere. May I sit?"
Please.
She'll pull
We
out a
heard you
chair.
were looking for us.
Indeed. As she sits, she looks to
I'll
Oz.
remain standing.
She shrugs as she looks at you standing, looks back to Katara, and kind of like looks at you with quite serious expression and says, Do you speak for your friends, or should I address all of you and look for all of your responses?
You can look for all of our responses.
I am the chosen of Tencel, god of war. I come to you as
are you
em-
mad because we killed the fire giant?
No. I am an I am an emissary to other, more stronger, more fiery giants. They send me here with a message. They wish to broker peace, or at least align themselves with such fearsome warriors. We've heard tales how you felled the great fire giant to the north. You felled other giants that have worked with us, and we wish to align with you. We wish to seek if you want to further their cause and embolden the god of war during this trying time.
Oof.
Yeah, you try to get a sense of what she's saying. Her words echo in you. She just speaks with such authority, such truth. Her armor radiates a soft glow. It's magical. You can give me a basic knowledge check of religion if you have any base of it. Everyone knows the symbols of the gods, but her symbol is it seems like a sun. That's typically the sign of Ariel, but it kind of has like almost like flames to it. That is more Tencel-like, but as a out of character comment was made, it is missing the flaming sword that is usually the symbol of Tencel. Perhaps this is just her own take on it. Perhaps, I don't know. She claims to be an emissary to the god of war and of the chosen. So you can take her word for it. I don't think she'd be lying. Or you don't think she's lying anyway with that check.
Yeah.
She looks for expressions on your faces to see if you wish to hide any emotion you'd have. You can give me a bluff check, but she's scanning your faces as she says this to see if there is any hope of a truce or aligning with them. Any expressions on you that are kind of thinking about it, or all of you just like kind of immediately like?
I was just staring at her, like angry at that comment.
I'm curious.
I think Dot her face is sort of open, like kind of curious, kind of like, at least willing to hear her out.
What about Gamix?
Kind of looking at her weirdly.
After the quick scan of your faces, she kind of takes it in and says, "We have heard your qualms, and we are prepared to free and ensure all giants free any enslaved orc, goblin, or any kind similar. If you simply align with us, you will achieve your goal and free all your kin in one stroke of the sword."
Wait, out of character, only giants that are enslaving these creatures?
So you've heard. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of ill-gotten people doing things in ill parts of the world. But the main problem you have been dealing with is you heard of these giants enslaving your kin. And that was the purpose of your whole assembling of yourselves. And here she is, offering you the answer, offering you a solution, if you but merely align yourselves with the chosen, the emissary.
May I speak, Kit?
Yes.
You come here to tell us you make truce, but you not tell us real reason. You stop your war against people, or you keep wanting to kill all people?
That was a question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she wants to know what will happen if we align with you in terms of your war on all of these humans and their cities.
We don't ask you to align for no reason. There is a war coming, whether you like it or not. The giants will leave their mountains and come down here. They will wreak havoc upon all cities who do not submit themselves. Join us, and your kin will be free. And you will be given your choice of city. You will be honored as lead generals in their armies. Each
I
of you.
spit in her direction, but not on her.
She
And
watches the spit and
I angrily reply back, "You're nothing more than a bitch for your god and your giants. You came here to tell us what? That you free other people, but but then turn everyone else into slaves? You know better than giants you support."
Oof, those are hard
That was a
words.
lot, Oz.
She stands up and puts a hand on the hilt of her blade and says, "Tell your friend to watch her tongue. I come bearing
Yeah, and don't spit
a
at people.
positive
That was
message, and you spit at me. There will be no slaves." She raised her voice so the tavern kind of looks over. "There will be no slaves. There will only be dead."
Where will those dead go?
She kind of calms down a bit, releases the hilt of her blade, and says, "I suspect the gates of Forno." "What do you mean?"
I hear Forno make people slaves when dead.
She kind of furrows her brow. "I know not what the god of death does with the souls. We but deliver them. Would you want to fight the god of death if it is so indeed enslaves souls?"
I don't know. If have to. Tired of slavery. Slavery weak.
Indeed. This practice is barbaric, and I agree with your cause. And that is why I'm here. I've spoken to the giants, and they're willing to see reason. They
Why
serve.
should we trust you or them?
You don't need to trust. You will see with your own eyes. The legions of goblins and orcs that are enslaved will be set free the moment you come with me and are willing to and pledge yourself to the god of war and their purpose. I will ensure it. I will be bound to it to ensure the giants keep their word.
Bound by what?
By the gods, by the god of war himself. He hears me now as I say, I promise, I guarantee that should the giants not do what they have promised, I will help you to smite them from this world. Or should the god of war smite me where I stand.
Do I believe her? That she would actually switch sides?
Yeah, you can look to Dot, or whoever has the highest religion check, and she'll kind of nod that invoking the gods in such a way is not especially if she is indeed a cleric, is not a thing to do lightly, especially the god of war. Dot, give me a knowledge religion check.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that check, you've heard of a legendary tale. There is one such an individual who was heard of betraying the god of war, making a call out to him in desperation, and then trying to betray him. It is said he walks the earth as a hell knight, engulfed in flame, doing the god's bidding. So to her to make this claim, you can be ensured, especially if she is a powerful warrior that has garnered Tensel's view. If she were to betray you in this deal, or this whatever she said she would do, she definitely probably would be cursed or smited.
Smote.
Smitten.
Smoted.
Yeah, she doesn't want to end up like Escanor.
I know
I
this
think-
is a lot to comprehend and to take in. I'm willing to give you a day's time to think on this if you wish, and I will return here same time
Yes.
tomorrow.
We need to discuss privately.
Wise warriors take their time when planning before taking action. I will return. Farewell. She'll stand up, putting a hand back on the hilt of her blade, looking at you, Oz, with a glare.
Yeah, I am clenching my axe so tightly, trying, and like she can see me flexing muscles as if I'm like trying to stop myself from swinging the axe.
Yeah,
at
you
her.
can tell. You can tell another pissed off warrior in your presence, and you
Yeah.
can smell the battle sense at her. She did not take kindly to you spitting, not
Mhm.
on her, but in her direction. It's quite insulting, as she as well is flexing and struggling to hold back her blade.
I'm gonna look to her and try to say this and offer. I say this honorably, but if we don't agree with you and we must fight, I will take your head and keep it as my finest trophy.
Excellent.
Oh, girl.
I agree. Should you not come to terms, we will fight one-on-one. Winner will walk out alive.
No, we're not agreeing to any of that right now.
It has been done. And she turns
No.
and walks out.
Disagree.
Many people in the tavern have quieted down as she raised her voice, claiming everyone was about to die or something. She said everyone would be dead or something is what she yelled, so they all just slowly start to chatter back up as she leaves. And you guys are left with your own thoughts and discussions at the table. The bards in the tavern start to kick up the music slowly as she leaves.
A waste of time.
I don't think the way you responded to her was the best. I know it's hard to keep your emotions in check, but that could have been dangerous.
Death no better than slavery.
I understand you were upset, but that is not the best way to express that.
Human not great. Human better than this.
It feels like they may be exchanging all of the other slaves for us to be enslaved.
For us to sit back, do nothing, watch everyone else die.
No, they want us to help them with that, I'm sure.
They said truce or fight side.
Oh dear. I mean, our goal is free goblins and orcs. That would maybe accomplish that goal.
I not be slave again. Forced to not fight is same as forced to fight.
And can Oz really open her restaurant if all of the people are dead?
Hmm.
Because that's what's important right now.
I will not be able to be tired again.
What are you thinking, Gamix?
I want to hard pass this.
Well,
That's
I mean,
just my opinion.
hard passing means that we're going to have to fight them.
Sound like I may have to fight her immediately.
I at least have a spell that can make you more heroic.
I meant fight her on field of battle, not fight her right now in middle of place where no fighting loud.
We'd have to definitely go outside the city.
Well, this could be end also, then.
I'm sure that they want to neutralize us if we don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sounds
would
like a lot of
imagine so.
giants to try and fight.
I mean, aside from that one jerk that accused Gamix of stealing and Rachel, I really don't have a desire to kill everybody. Killing everybody is
that's
bad
not
for
our goal.
business.
Well, there would still be goblins and orcs, but
Yeah, it's not fair though. The humans haven't done anything to deserve to die.
yeah, humans are shitty, but not that shitty.
Right, not shitty enough to be killed indiscriminately just for the purpose of greed.
Yeah, some of them okay. They try real hard.
It's hard though if we're up against an army and they know who we are and it's only 4 of us.
It not hard. We strong.
See, The thing is, I like fire, but where Tinsel loses me is the war. The war part, not so much.
Yeah.
So we gonna say no?
Probably.
We can't say yes. Like,
But if we're going to say no, then we need to prepare as much as we can for Oz to fight her because, you know, it sounds like that the consequence of saying no is immediately Oz fighting her one-on-one.
yeah, why did you do that?
She waste of time and life. It her time to end. Besides, then she not get message back quickly. Message go back very slowly.
Oh yeah, nobody will hear about her being killed.
Slower than her traveling there. She probably have bam I there magics.
Damn, I there, Mandrix.
Yes.
Maybe we should give her one of those cloaks.
Oh.
Ugh.
But also, I mean, either way, it's probably unavoidable about a fight, so we should probably try and do what we can today.
I learn what kind of creature she is.
I don't have a good knowledge of that off the top
You can
of
make
my
a
head.
new
right?
knowledge the planes to identify what, since you saw her face to face.
Okay.
Yeah, clearly an Aasimar. You can give me a knowledge local if you want to identify what class she was, but from inference, you can tell she was likely a cleric or a war priest or some sort of divine.
Loving the 19s.
Yeah, you could suss out that she was indeed a full-on cleric.
So she's probably a cleric.
It's fine. I'll die to Ronald. Or to Gul'ran. I'll get chains down, and then she'll just walk up and like poke me for 1 damage over the next 4.5 weeks.
You're not in real danger unless you become a door.
But there is other options to you guys. You guys could say yes and betray her. She could lead you right to the leaders of the giants, and you could kill them.
I don't know that we're strong
We're
enough for
not
that.
good enough at bluffing.
I was going to say if we did that, I have a feeling that we would also be cursed by the gods. Like,
No, unless she
Betraying Tencel? Yeah, I would think so.
She didn't ask you to swear on Tencel. She said she swore on Tencel that she would uphold her end. She didn't say anything about you guys swearing on anyone. But
She's
the
gonna
deal
make
hasn't
us
been
swear
struck.
on Tencel if
Maybe,
we...
but you haven't. Yeah, if you're set on saying no anyway, so. But right now, no one, well, except for Oz, no one's made any sort of bargain or agreed to anything. So it sounds like the party has agreed to a no answer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually going to
I
wait
wonder
for
if we
tomorrow
should-
to talk to her, or are you just going to leave? You could just leave.
I wonder if we should get in touch with Ronald.
Or you could do that.
We send him message. That sounds like a good idea.
Can we pay someone to do that?
might need to tell Mary and them as well.
Yeah, you could get one of your Dejin friends to
Yeah, we
send
should
in.
also pick up my money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, let's go see them.
All right.
I won't go with you to see them because I need to be resting in my room.
Well, today is the
It's not
second
that
day,
far.
and that's when they said you should have recovered.
Oh,
today.
okay. I was just like, Dot's not gonna just blatantly walk in there like.
Okay, so do you guys want to go talk to the Dejin?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So.
You can definitely do that. Who did you want to talk to? Did you want to talk to Mary or Jan was kind of your two big contacts you had? And just a reminder, Jan was the...
See who we see first.
Well, they're in different places, so you could literally go to
okay.
whoever. Just a reminder, Jan was the guy with the 3 people that you first met when you came into the town. And Mary was the one you were introduced to later. So, whoever you think you want to talk to.
I would think we would see Jan.
Sure.
Sure. The place is easy enough to remember where it was. And you can meet with him. He is alone this day. Those other 2 individuals are not there. And he welcomes you. Everyone's here, right? Everyone's come?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll immediately look to Dawn and says, "Oh, it took me the full 2 days to recover. How are you feeling? Have you made a full recovery?"
I believe so. It was very enlightening.
Excellent. I'm glad you've recovered as well as the rest of us. I've heard from all my friends that they made a full recovery. Oh, I hope you remember that experience for the rest of your life. I doubt
certainly will.
Your senses will be as exhilarated as they were in that moment. I regret all of you could not have experienced the same thing. He will look over to Gamix and say, "I'm also sorry you did not attend. You missed out on a fancy new cloak. But your friends could tell you all about that, or I'm sure they may have already. I'm sure I know why you're here. Your payment," as he motions over to the chest, "is all prepared. Lucky you came to me, or else you would have had to, if you went to go see Mary for it, he would have sent you to me. But you'll find all 900 platinum pieces are in there."
Okay. Thank you.
Indeed.
We have something else to inform you of and discuss. We need assistance in sending a message to Ronald because we have been given an offer, which we will not be taking, but it has implications for everyone. Are you familiar with a Guinevere? She is a very recognizable Aasimar cleric.
Of tinsel.
I have heard of an Aasimar in the city. It is not every day you see an Aasimar with wings as prominent. I did not know her name. I guess this is the person you speak of, Guinevere? Interesting.
Yes, she came and basically offered that we could either join this gang of giants and they would free all of the goblins and orcs that they have enslaved. And then they would basically pillage all of the cities and kill all of the humans and take all the resources. And if we say no, Oz will probably end up fighting with her, and we expect that this war will break out regardless of...
I don't understand. Why just Oz? Why don't you help your friend? That's just one person.
And that's what Oz offered.
I threatened her directly.
Oh.
At her statements. It was an insult to all of us.
Indeed, this does sound important. Well, you'll have to go see Mary if you want a sending spell done. I'm not strong enough to do such a thing. But, here. He starts, he does like a wisp of a hand, and a scroll appears, and he starts writing on it with his hand, and rolls it up and hands it to you, I guess to Katara. Says, "Show this to the guards, they'll let you in right away." Mary is holding court in the tower today, but this is important, and clearly involves all of us, so if you show this scroll to the guards, they'll let you in, and you should be able to speak with Mary quite quickly.
Thank you. And we advise, you may want to start whatever preparations or communications that you can.
Indeed. I will start working on that, as it sounds like we're in for quite a battle. But
Thank you for your help and the payment. We appreciate it.
sorry, this is overwhelming. Did they say they were attacking first, or what is their
No,
plans?
they did not say.
Uh,
They did not specify.
I can't imagine they would. Sorry, go
They
ahead.
didn't exactly share their battle plans.
Right. I can't imagine they would lay attack on every city at once, right? Do you have any idea of their numbers?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm just being a little bit overwhelmed. A lot of thoughts running through my head.
Understandable.
You must get to Mary and get to speak to your people. Make
Yes.
haste. And he'll
We shall. Thank you.
wish you well. And a look of worry on his face as you leave. And you can make your way to Mary. You can hand the scroll to the guards of the tower. They escort you into the tower, and then you walk up a few flights of stairs. They lead you into this kind of waiting parlor, and they let you know that Mary will be here within the hour. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, you can. There are 2 guards posted at the door with you in here, but the room is quite big, so you can kind of go off to a corner if you don't want to be overheard or something. But if there's anything you guys want to be on the same page about before Mary gets here, you can feel free to talk about it now, but if not, we can fast forward to when he gets here.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I think Dot's thinking about the questions that Jan asked and is wondering maybe we should go along with it, at least long enough to find out information, maybe, but,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we're good enough at faking it. Like, I think that would fall apart real quickly. And I mean, obviously, with how Oz reacted, it would be very surprising if Oz changed her tune, right?
I mean, maybe, Oz ultimately decided to follow you because she loves you.
Oz, how good could you fake it?
I'm not good at lying.
I know.
I'm not either, but I'm just... Maybe that's a job for other people. I just... wish we knew more. I mean, even if we did know more, there's no way to get messages directly.
Could you see that guy? Could you get the sending spell, or is that not one you could learn?
That's a lot more advanced for an alchemist. Eventually, yes, I will learn it, but...
I just figured I would ask, just in case. Yeah. I don't know that I have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Mary will arrive an hour later and wave the guards out of the room. The door will close and he'll say, I read the scroll from Jan. What is this about an Aasimar war? The giants invading? What is this?
Yep. Things are looking not great.
You must tell me everything. What has happened?
Yeah. So I'll basically just tell
Yeah.
him the same thing that I told Jan.
Yeah, he'll stroke his beard and he'll say, and she is to be here at noon?
Yes.
Noon tomorrow at our tavern.
Should we not capture her? She could be used for intel. We can aid you. We can set up a trap. This could be invaluable. If she is their emissary, she must know a great deal of their inner workings.
You think she's willing to tell?
She
Yeah,
probably
she
wouldn't
might
be.
die first.
She wouldn't be willing, but we have magics that can wear someone down. We can read minds over time. Even the greatest wills gives up. We could learn much from her.
Question I would have here, out of character. Or I guess I would actually... No, because I don't think I would propose it out of character, but maybe the NPCs might think about it. If I were to just say... If Oz were to just say, I want to fight her, if they decided to interrupt our battle, not knowing that it was a battle like set by Tencel, and capture her moments before my demise, would they be punished?
If they... Well, this is all assuming a lot of things. If Tencel cares about this fight, which you don't know if he does or not,
Right.
and these people knowingly interrupted it, so let's make some assumptions. If assuming Tencel does care about the fight, and they knew about that deal you made, the exact things, and they know Tencel cares, and they do it anyway, yes, they probably would
But if
have
they
some...
didn't...
If they didn't know that this was important or a fight to whatever, then likely they wouldn't be punished.
Okay. Because I think either way, Oz will say, I want fight this thing. I want take this thing down. But you have rules say no fight in town.
Well, of course, there are extenuating circumstances, but we don't want her dead. Like I said, she could be a valuable resource.
Then maybe you need stop her from dying if I fight her.
You have proved us wrong many times in evaluating your strength. I've heard reports of this Aasimar. She seemed formidable. Do you think you could fight her and weaken her, and then we could capture her? Or do you need help?
I don't want help.
Well, if you set this, bring her to fight in a certain place, we can make sure our people are there to intervene when you give a signal, or when we see her weakened. I don't know, we can work with this plan with you. What do you all think? He looks to the rest of you. You are all valiant warriors who have accomplished much. Your counsel here would be invaluable. We will take your advice we'll weigh it very heavily. What are your thoughts?
I think that it would be not unexpected for her to, fight Oz one-on-one. They almost came to blows today, just based on everything. And certainly it would be to everyone's advantage to weaken her.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a lot more information out of someone who, is alive but weakened anyway.
Of course. Worst case scenario, if you do kill her, there is always the option to interrogate her soul.
For my headband, you said something about it only being the next 30 minutes, but I thought, so could I try and get information about whether this plan to have them fight, but then have her captured?
It wouldn't work unless you asked 30 minutes before the plan would happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Regardless, we can set a staging area that you know well, and we're familiar with the terrain. We'll have our people waiting. If you say you want to fight her alone, that is fine. We can come up with a phrase or a word that you would shout if you're in trouble and need them to step in to help you. Otherwise, they'll be planning to use their best judgment when they see her very weakened to stop the fight and try to capture her. But I know how battle is. If things get heated and in the moment you strike her down anyway, we can act quickly to preserve her body so that we may ask it of questions and try to gain intel that way. It'll be less efficient, and she will be more resistant to us. And this is divine magic, so there are gods at play, so we can't rely on it. But worst case scenario, I don't want you to soften your blows. If your life is in danger, you should obviously worry about yourself first and foremost.
You're right, and I not do that anyway.
Yeah, that's not really your best skill.
But I can start preparations if you are okay with this plan. There is an area, and he will just like mark it on your map, an open area. There's an old stadium. You can suggest a fight there. I will get our people working on areas she will never be able to detect them, and won't be able to see them. And what is a word that you don't normally say that you can evoke if you need help?
I guess I may have to concede.
Ah, yes, I've heard of your valor. You're not one to give up. So if you say such things, we know that is the signal. Good thought. I will get this to my people, and we will get working right away. Is there anything else you want to talk about? We don't have much time.
We did want to send word about this to Ronald as well. We don't
course.
know where they might strike, and so...
I can do this once per day. 25 words. What are the words you wish me to speak to your dwarven friend?
Oh, 25 words at 9.
And he will only be able to respond with such as well, so keep that in mind. If you
Can
ask
we come up with it next week?
Yes, you can.
That's
We
a
can
good suggestion.
fade to black, and let me check your XP. Yeah, you're not close to leveling. I'll write down, because you're in the middle of an arc here, so I will give you full XP once you conclude this issue. Any other things I should note for next session? So clearly you want to deal with this Guinevere. Anything after that, if there is an after that?
I don't have time to get anything done, so I mean, if not this, I feel like we're gonna go take out the stone giants, right?
Well,
We'll recover for a little bit, but
yeah, last week, just a reminder, you guys did want to know about Lakeside Town, so Ronald has some information about that. He also has new giant sightings that he will tell you about. Okay. So before you fight the stone giants, if you want to go turn in this whole quest, because you're supposed to still get paid for this from Ronald for being the fire giant and the ogre mage.
Well, we're also going to find out we're not, because we took the money before they had paid Ronald. Because Ronald was supposed to pay us, but we took the money. I thought was what happened.
There's a little bit of mix of things, because you got paid initially because you didn't tell them you were with Ronald, so you got paid once, and then you got paid again separately for doing, for letting them know about, you bartered with some information. So, whether or not you were aware of it, you still are owed payment for doing this whole thing.
Okay.
From Ronald.
Okay.
But, well, you guys are evil-ish characters, so perhaps you don't care about the ethics of it all, of getting, basically being paid twice for things. But yeah, you will be offered some compensation for doing all of this stuff. Anything else on the docket? Let me double check my notes if there was anything else I'm forgetting. But yeah, you have Ronald will tell you about Lakeside Town, and also about those new giants he knows about. But as a quick reminder, as if it's not obvious already, this whole campaign was meant to be a short mini-series dealing with these giants and freeing these goblins, and you're quickly approaching a conclusion to that one way or the other. So once we hit there, we can decide what you guys want to do, a new campaign, a new story, these same characters doing something else. We can figure that out, but obviously this campaign could have ended today if you accepted, but I didn't expect you to accept that. It would have been way too easy and not in line with what your characters wanted to do. But
wouldn't that have been the most anticlimactic thing? John's like, and the campaign's over.
Right, we couldn't have kept the campaign going and just like...
We could have. You could have role-played yourselves roaming into towns and conquering them with giants. That would have been fun. But yeah, it would have been a different direction for the campaign, clearly. But yeah, I just wanted to put that back out there, that there are probably like 3 or 4 different types of giants before you get to the main giant that's leading this whole thing, and their type of giant, and that's like the end game for all this, if you wanted to fight them or do something about it. So I just wanted to keep that in the back of your mind, that you're approaching that stage, and things are getting a lot more dicey, a lot more scary. But we can talk about all that as things progress. If there's no other comments about any of that, I can shut the stream down.
Do you have an image of Guinevere?
I do.
It's fine if you... Oh, yeah, I was just curious to actually see her.
Indeed. I will post that in the Discord and get that ready in Foundry for next session for the
Thanks.
chronicles of the session, but I'll post that here. That is the inspiration for what she looks like. And yeah.
Oh, that's Aurelia.
I don't know who that is. But I will close the stream down now. GG's.